Convos Wrestling Edition.
There you go. There you go. What's up, everybody? It is that time. Man, my apologies. We had to push things back a little bit because our watch along with episode 5, season 2, Unreal, went a little longer than we expected, but that's okay. We're in here now, and that's all that matters. As you can see behind us, we're talking Royal Rumble predictions.
Royal Rumble predictions.
I am AJ.
I'm Becky.
And this is A&B Convos
Wrestling
Edition. Yes, indeed. Now, we've got channel mascots that have already gotten their treats.
I know, y'all acting like
Already
this
gotten their
didn't just
snacks.
happen.
They got some friggin' nerve, but let me get this out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I present to you the most must-see wrestling review on live reaction channel mascots in all the land. Coming in first is the original OG channel mascot, weighing in at 15 pounds. I present to you the one and only Bone Crusher. The other channel mascot, she's a mini golden noodle mix from parts unknown, weighing in at probably 33 pounds. We'll find out soon enough. I present to you Stella, the storyteller, Rose. And they are better known as the New Age Outdogs. I love that.
And I also want to give a shout out to Chris Wrestling Views, who was our co-host as we just did a watch along with the episode 5 of season 2 Unreal. Thank you for coming on and doing the watch along with us. It was a lot of fun.
100%. 100%. And now, on to other matters.
Yep.
As you know, the road to WrestleMania begins
with me. Oh, no, sorry.
At the Royal Rumble. However, this time it's coming from all the way across the world, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. The ladies are going to have to get up in a get up head to toe.
In their Power Ranger costumes.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. So I don't know how I feel about that. It is what it is. So we're going to be talking predictions, but it's not going to just be who you see here on the screen. No.
No.
For a show like this, we got to go big. We got to go like Big E. You want to go big? We got to go big. So we got names in here. First and foremost, I'm going to bring in fellow coalition member. You know him, you love him. He just did a live watch along for NXT. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark by Wrestling. What's going on, Mark by Wrestling? How are you feeling, brother?
Hey, I'm doing all right, man. Are we gonna have to call up Abyss because you guys went over at the end of the match?
I'm going to be honest with you.
We good?
I'm going to be honest with you. I want to be friends with him. I don't
Doesn't
know
he
why.
seem like the nicest guy?
He genuinely does. I'm like, I want this guy on speed dial. I want to go get a burger with this guy. I like him.
It's a conversation for another time, but why is it some of the most violent men in pro wrestling history are the nicest people? Terry Funk.
I don't even know.
Terry Funk, Mick Foley, Bruiser Brody, according to others. I mean, come on.
They're fantastic. They are fantastic, and I can't agree with you more. But I'll tell you what, before we go any further, we got to go ahead and give another introduction, folks.
Yes, sir.
Let me tell you something. I'm talking about somebody that's steeped in greatness, somebody that lives and breathes pro wrestling. You know him, you love him. He is the coolest cat on his block. This is Just Alyx of Alyx's World, a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. Come on in, Just Alyx. Okay, literally
he
looking.
He was posing just like his picture on his channel.
Wow.
Finally, Just Alyx has come back to A&B Convos.
That's what I'm talking about. This is and if y'all haven't noticed, because as a fellow dreadhead, the brother just got it clean. Look.
Yeah.
Look, not a hair out of place. Looking fresh, good sir. Do
you know how we do it here.
No,
they don't. Well, we've been watching Stranger Things. We have been powering through the 80s. So unfortunately now I'm back in my 80s vernacular. So I'm going to be saying fresh, dope.
Yeah, but I haven't heard anyone say rad.
Boss.
It was a thing in the 80s, wasn't
Boss,
it?
yeah.
Wasn't rad a thing in the 80s?
Gnarly. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but we're going to be watching another episode after we're done here. How are you feeling, brother Alex? How are you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good to be here and the premier reaction channel in the YouTube space alongside my boy A. He's standing tall. He's looking good. He ought to be in Hollywood. My girl B, she's standing tall. No, she's not. She's got style. She's got finesse. And she's better than Breaker. Yeah. And of course, we got the man with the plan, Marked by Wrestling, Steven Sandridge. You couldn't be in a better place here on YouTube. I'm ready to talk about some wrestling. What about you?
I love it. I love it. We are feeling good. We are feeling good. We're ready to get down with the get down. Steven.
It's rad. Did you say it's rad?
It's rad. You got your title belt around your shoulder. I love it. I love it. So we are here now. The road to WrestleMania is about to begin and it's going to start. And it's interesting that it's going to be in Riyadh, and yet WrestleMania is going to be back in Vegas, but then next year WrestleMania will be over here. That's quite. I feel a type of way about this. I feel like Saudi had their PLE and just let them have that and nothing else. They don't need this. They don't need Mania. I feel like it's all about
Money talks,
the dollar.
Money talks, baby. We got the $1 million belt right here. You know.
I cannot do the $1 million laugh. I cannot do the $1 million laugh.
That's close as I can get it.
Yes, for real. That's one thing I cannot do.
AJ, if you can bounce this basketball 15 times, they'll bring WrestleMania back to LA.
It's too soon.
That's a deep cut. Sorry. You could have had 15, AJ. You could have had 15.
Look, that poor kid. I would never forget the hurt and the pain that Ricky Bobby put on us that time. I will never forgive him for that.
When heel heat used to be real, dog. Didn't have people apologizing for it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that was painful.
Back in the day.
That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the day. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. All right, gentlemen. Are you ready to talk Royal Rumble predictions?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, before I go any further, we've got a contest going on. I'm actually putting the form in the description of this video. Steven, if you wouldn't mind just explaining to everybody what we got here.
Yes. So with all of our major PLEs, the big ones, Just Alyx joins us in. We have a little localized prediction competition for what we call the Coalition Cup, which is just a really beautiful JPEG. But nevertheless, we have opened up a community-wide predictions contest for our major PLEs. We've done it for a few shows here and there. Most recently, we did it for Survivor Series War Games. Dawsey Chatham, who I believe is in the chat, is our current defending community predictions champion. We have added one to the Royal Rumble. So if you're new to this, first of all, if you were with me on NXT, it's the same form that I kept plugging throughout the show. So if you've already filled it out once, don't fill it out again. But basically, predict who you want to win. The Royal Rumble is a lot of fun for me because as a question asker and predictor and all this kind of stuff, we get to get creative with things. So some of the, beyond just asking who you think is going to win the matches or predicting what order the matches are going to be, we also get to predict things like, who do you think is going to have the most eliminations? Try to predict who the final four is going to be. Who's going to be the Iron Man or Iron Woman of the match, things like that. So it's a little more outside of the box than just predicting the winner. So anyway, it's all in good fun. It's just bragging rights until all of our channels blow up to the point where we can afford to ship you some kind of belt or something. But you know, but that's on you. That's on you guys to blow us up. So you know, to get
our
us there.
channels, yeah.
So you know,
Share
pick up
videos.
the slack, guys. No, I'm just kidding. So anyway, no, it's all in the love, the shared love of wrestling. So feel free to click on that form and join it, and give your brother a little bit of grace because it takes me a while to tally all the points. But usually by Raw or NXT the next week, we have our winner announced.
There you go.
Love it. Love it. Now we're going to give some quick shouts, and then we're just going to dive right in. If you don't mind, who's up in here with the members and the mod squad?
Dawsey Chatham.
What's going on, Dawsey?
And we sang happy early birthday to him
Yes,
because
we did.
tomorrow's his birthday.
Yes, it
All right.
is.
Yes. And Ricker T, Chris Wrestling Views, and
Big shout out to Chris Wrestling Views
trying to
one more
see what other
again.
members
Big
in
ups.
House of Brutality is in here. Did Sophie Dopey not come back in here?
Might not have.
And then let's see, Wesley Franklin. How
Always a
are
pleasure,
you?
Wesley. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. See. All right. Getting down here. Might be it.
That what we got for the members? I see we got a super chat
members
already.
And the mods. Yeah. Hold
Love it.
on.
Love it.
Yeah, I gave a shout out to all the members in the mods. Oh, and firefighter Jimmy.
Thank you for your service,
is
sir.
here as
Welcome
well.
back.
Kicking it with Leo. We're gonna get to your super chat in 1 minute, my love.
Yes, we will.
And then, yep, there you go. So then you could give a shout out to everybody.
All right,
else.
let me wind it down. I actually forgot to give them a shout earlier on. So my sisters, mwah, love y'all. K-Dog, you already know who you are. Aaron Teagle, good to see you, my friend. We got Dominique Timmons. Joe Davidian is up in the house. Joseph Winters, the one and only 850. Big boy! What up, 850? Anthony's back here.
Yeah.
What's going on, Anthony? Good to see you, Trey Lucato. Ultra Shadow's in the building.
What's
Where
up,
you
Ultra
been at,
Shadow?
dog? We know Ultra
I think
Shadow.
you've been on Alex's channel.
Yeah, good to
Hey,
see
when
you.
worlds collide. You love to see
Worlds collide. Last name, middle name, Jacob Mann is also with us today. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Adam Ritter, we see you,
Hey,
Adam. Oh my goodness, it's good to see the names in here. I love it.
And
All right.
Monica.
Shamanica Williams is back in the building. What's
Mhm.
up, Shamanica? The Bloodline Universe has joined us. John Elite 45. We are ready to get ready with the Rumble. All right. Let me give a couple more shouts and then we're going to dig right in because we don't want to take up too much of your time. I know it's late for some of y'all and I want you to know we want to get you home
That
or if
don't
you're
mean
not already
nothing to him,
there.
y'all. We gonna take up your time.
That's fair.
Don't believe him.
Uh-oh. We know this name. Ronwell Nagalis.
Hey,
Hey, Ronwell. How you
Ronwell
doing?
Nagalis.
What up, Ron? Will?
We know that name. What's up, Ronwell? Come on now, big dog.
No, don't
That's what
take
I'm
her.
talking about. And again, big shout to Chris Wrestling Views, man. It was so
Hey,
good to see
Joffrey
your
Reimer.
face in there and just joining us for that live. And
Mhm.
it's I appreciate the fact that everybody has already watched it, but they're willing to come in here and watch it again just with us. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Thank
You know what I mean? So
Appreciate it.
thank y'all so much, especially the Chris Wrestling Views. We appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. All right. I think we done did it.
Hey, the emancipating poet. How are you?
Emancipating poet. Good to see you. And then, of course, the first super chat of the night starting off right by none other than Kicking It with Leo. That's a big one. You have now made the board. So says you. Liv Morgan is my pick to win the Rumble. It's long overdue. Now, look, no hate towards Bianca Belair, and everybody's all in their Bianca feelings and all, but it's not necessary for her to win her second Rumble after Charlotte won it last year. I don't like return winners, to be honest.
And they do it so often. It's really a common theme with them.
I hear you and I understand you. And I'm not going to disagree with you on that one, homeboy. There's talk about Cody three-peating. We're going to talk about that. Okay, because I felt a type of way. I generally don't like double Rumble winners myself. There is precedent. We know it's happened, but we're going to talk about it. But a three-peat, I got to draw the line. But we're going to get there. So just stick around with that. All right. Thank you very much for that super chat. And I see you, Mikey MC.
Hi, Joseph Winters.
So we're going to start. Here's how we're going to do it. We're going to do the Rumble matches last. I'm going to run down some names when we do ultimately get to the Rumble matches as far as what we know as to who's actually in the Rumble. Steven, you did watch NXT. So I would like you to drop some names. You had mentioned before we went live that there were some names that were missing. So I'm going to leave that to you. We will allow our guests to go first. Pretty much every time. Pretty much every time. I want our guests to go first here. I want to rebut. And the reason I say that,
You expect to argue?
I don't
You said
necessarily
rebut.
expect to argue,
Okay.
but this is my least favorite PLE to predict. So I like to, it's easier for me to hear everybody else's thoughts, and then I want to kind of
Gather
come
yours.
in, and then we can have a nice dialogue in
All right.
regards to this. All right. So we got
Okay.
one more super chat. Then we're gonna dig in by kicking it with Leo. Come on, kicking it with Leo.
Yeah.
Supporting the channel. Yes. Shout out to my fellow Texan and also my fellow content creator, Just Alyx of Alyx's World. It's a safe space for wrestling fans like you and like us. And to A&B Convos, and shout out to you as well, Mark. Love all of you.
Aw, thank you.
Appreciate it.
That's
Thanks for
Appreciate
kicking it with us, Leo.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
showing some love. That means a lot. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right, so we are going to start right here. This is an interesting one. I know Alyx feels a certain type of way about this. I was in the live. It's his post-show review of Monday Night Raw. So here's where we're going to start. Right here. We're going right here. Folks, this is a very interesting one. A very interesting one indeed. Drew McIntyre, the Scottish psychopath, has got something to say to everybody. But as we saw in that highly contested matchup, Sami Zayn is the one that ended up being the victor. And he is now going to face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. Because we are members of the coalition, first nod will go to Just Alyx. Good sir, lay it on us.
Okay, so this one, I think we can all agree, is the easiest, but also the most unpredictable. And here's why I say. We all know that Drew McIntyre is not losing that belt when he just won it just weeks ago. It's very clear that he's going into WrestleMania as the champion, as he should. This man has busted his ass for how long? Way too long to get that belt. He has earned the right to at least go into WrestleMania. And it does suck because when we talk about finishing the story, everyone wants to bring up Cody Rhodes finishing his story at WrestleMania 40. Sami Zayn has been long overdue when it comes to finishing his.
Sure.
But it just kind of sucks to know that even though he's 11-0, gotta put that out there. Drew has him up 11-0. He's gonna go 12-0. With that being said, though, let me put on an asterisk next to that prediction. If this opens up the show, because I had a prediction show not that long ago where I said that Sami Zayn wasn't going to win the match, but I'd have him winning a different kind of match later on in the night. We'll get to that in a second. For that to happen, this match would need to go on first. And I believe, as we've seen in previous Rumbles, the loser of that match, sometimes, even if it is a WWE Championship match, will get a second shot and into the Rumble. So just to spice things up, my prediction is, yes, Drew is going to win, as everyone else is predicting. But I think Sami Zayn will enter the Rumble later on. And then we'll continue my thoughts when we get to the Rumble match. But that's my prediction. I would like to hear your guys' prediction on this.
Interesting. Marked by Wrestling, what say you?
It's funny Alyx should say that because like how Brother Bernie would say, I know him, but I don't know him. You know, like,
Oh yeah.
I agree with him, but I disagree with him. I think this has been a calculated PR style angle to prevent the mutiny that took place in the Daniel Bryan era of 2015, when they were hell-bent on Roman Reigns winning the Rumble in Philly that year, and nobody wanted any part of it because the fickle fans were demanding Roman win the year before because they didn't want Batista, and it all went crazy. I think they knew, and I'm not trying to Barry Horowitz myself. I'm dating myself there with that. I would pat myself on the back. Not trying to DIY myself, I guess, by calling the fact that I knew Sami was winning that fatal 4-way in Montreal because the last time he got a main event spot in Montreal was one-on-one with Roman, and they ripped Sammy's heart out in front of his wife and kid and in front of that entire city. And they weren't about to do that twice. You can only really do that once before you start to lose the people.
Right.
But Sammy's home away from home is when they go to Riyadh. So giving Sami that win in Montreal puts him in a title match so that he doesn't have to be in the Rumble and lose. I think as much as I do like the sort of Becky Lynch angle of, losing your match and showing up in the Rumble, I mean, that's when they execute that well, wrestling is rarely better, than when they do that. But I just don't believe they have done enough to pull the trigger for Sami yet on that. And so I think I also think Drew's retaining, but I'm still not fully, I really wanna be excited about Drew making the most out of this run, which he's been doing great since he got the title. He's been doing fantastic. I'm a little scared he might not make it to WrestleMania as champion though, because he's still got to go through Chicago for Elimination Chamber too. I don't know what will happen there, but he's already got multiple guys gunning for him right now, and Cody and Jacob, and you only need 3 more to make a chamber. Is all I'm saying. Right. So.
That's interesting.
I don't know what's happening, but I think Drew still walks away as champion. And I think it's done. I think Sami is given the title match to placate the crowd and subtly communicate, do not start chanting for him in the Rumble because he's not coming. Which is exactly what you would want to do too if you were going to bring him out. So like either way. But yeah, anyway, all that to say, I do agree, Drew retaining.
Love it. Be rad.
I just want to say hi to Isaiah Smalls.
Baby.
So yeah, I don't even know. Y'all discussed that way more than I would, Drew. I thought, I did think they were going to give Sami that win in Canada, but they're not giving him. It's Drew.
All right.
Short and sweet.
I was a little on the fence with this. I basically was pulling for Orton to win, but I said they're probably going to go with Sami Zayn. So I was right. Still, I would have preferred Orton. I said when Orton came back, Orton still has one more title run. I said he's not coming back just to put other talent over. He wants one more run as champ, and I still firmly believe that. More than anything, when a wrestler is injured, and especially when a wrestler is injured who's getting up there in the years, Father Time is knocking much louder than it used to. I just looked at a video that Edge put out. Cope, what are we calling him now? Copeland, whatever his name is.
He's Edge.
Edge. Mama call him Edge. I'm gonna call him Edge.
I'm gonna call him Edge. There you go. There you go. Where he's basically like, I know I don't have much time left, so I'm really wanting to make the most of the time that I have. I've got more behind me than I do in front of me, and that's legit. Orton was on the shelf for a year before he came back, so I really hope that he's got another run at him, and I think it's going to happen. I still feel the Raw man won, but then again, it is what it is, and we are where we are. So Sami Zayn is the man. And I'll be honest with you, I feel like this is a bit of a I don't know where we're going with it. Ultimately, I don't know where we're going with Sami Zayn. I've been asking this question for a very long time. Somebody that has managed to stay in the conversation and reinvent himself in different ways. Sami Zayn, he just manages to just dodge and he duck, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge. He does the 5 Ds.
You heard Michael Hayes, what he said about Chelsea, even though he was wrong about her just being there to elevate talent.
I hear that just
they for sure feel that way about Sami. Sami is there to elevate talent.
And
If you
I
can dodge Johnny
respect it.
Knoxville.
I respect it. I'm just not understanding where we're ultimately going because I'm over here thinking long term. I'm like long term booking. What are we doing? I don't want to just give the here and now. But like you said, his home away from home. If there was ever a place where they cheer for him, maybe even louder than they do in Canada, it's in Saudi Arabia. They love them some Sami Zayn, and I respect it. So the most that I can hope from this match is that it will be a good contest. There is no way on God's green earth that Drew is dropping the title to Sami Zayn at this juncture. If Drew McIntyre had been champ for, let's just say, going on maybe 9-10 months, like let's just say that, I might make an argument for it. We might make a case for it, but I feel that Drew's in his bag. I feel that Drew has gotten his moment. I feel that Drew is doing some of his best work right now, and it makes no sense that anything other than Drew winning would actually take place. I don't think there's going to be any shenanigans in this match, and I'm going to say this real quick, and then we're going to move on. That's the one thing that I will say why I don't really like predicting Royal Rumble matches is because in most recent years I've been very disappointed. I'm kind of like Paul Heyman said with Unreal. I'm kind of an old school guy when it comes to certain things. When it comes to the Royal Rumble, I expect certain things that I have not been getting in most recent years. So I'm not going into the Rumble with high expectations. So maybe that'll be great, as in they'll exceed that. I don't really expect much from this match, just like I didn't really expect much. And I hate to say it, I know you're a CM Punk guy. I didn't expect much from AJ Styles versus CM Punk. I didn't. I expected a lot with him and Nakamura, and we got it. Mm-hmm. But that match with CM Punk was like, It
wasn't awful.
I'm not saying it was awful.
It was two guys who are a little bit older.
I didn't
got
love
a little bit winded. CM Punk got winded for sure.
So I'm going into this match not really expecting a whole heck of a lot. And I don't know how long it's going to last. I'm really kind of curious because if I'm not mistaken, aside from the two Rumble matches, there's only 2 other matches on the card, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Correct.
So I'm not really expecting it. I'm wondering if this is actually going to open it up, which I think it probably should. So I think this is going to open it up. I think we can just get this out of the way, and I think we can move on.
I disagree with that, and I'll tell you why later.
Okay. Ooh, exciting. Exciting. All right. Exciting. Well, then let's discuss this.
So AJ, you got Drew locked in.
Correct. Drew. Yes. So across the board, we all agree we're good with Drew.
Yeah.
All right. Now, speaking of AJ Styles, this one has me a little perplexed. It's got me a little perplexed. I've seen what's been going on over the last several weeks, even going back several months with regards to AJ Styles. Y'all know how I felt about Gunther retiring John Cena. I'm not going to go into all that. But this one has me a little bit perplexed. So I'm really curious to see how we're feeling about this. Just Alyx, the nod goes to you, sir.
Yeah, let me walk you guys through my logic here. Because when AJ Styles and Nakamura had that match of the year, at least early on, that match of the year at Saturday Night's Main Event, it felt like a love letter to AJ's run in New Japan Pro Wrestling. It was like, hey, let's get this in before it's my time to go. That's the kind of match that felt like. And when it happened, and not even that long afterwards, we saw that letter from Nakamura on his Instagram. I said to myself, is this it? Is he calling it a day? And I was feeling that right up until the main event on Raw. Now, some people are going to say, well, he's getting his match against CM Punk now because he's not going to be able to have a world title match later on, right? So that should further prove that this is it for him. The way that match ended didn't give me a finale feeling of, yeah, this is it. If CM Punk had beaten AJ Styles clean, then I would be saying, yeah, this is it for AJ. But Finn Balor going in there and it not getting that feeling made me go, are we sure that that's how we want to end it with AJ? So, yes, it's true that his contract is expiring in February. Who's to say Triple H can't give him an extension to WrestleMania? Anything could happen. For all we know, that letter was put out there on purpose. And we could see one of those Unreal segments for season 3 or 4 about how we We worked the fans again. I'm just saying. But I'm gonna be honest with you. After seeing that main event, I've kind of changed my mind on AJ leaving. So I'm gonna be the odd one out and say, I think AJ wins this match. I think he swerves us because I think Triple H likes to swerve people. We get a swerve here. Triple H, not Triple H. AJ Styles wins, and then later on in the year is when he calls it a day. I don't feel like Rumble is the time to do it. Yes, he debuted at the Rumble 10 years ago. Remember, 2016 was when he debuted. So it would make sense for him to call it 10 years later. It doesn't feel like it. I don't know if something's missing per se. Maybe they're doing this to make us think he's not going to. I don't know. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm going to keep my prediction. I think AJ stays until WrestleMania and then retires after WrestleMania. So he beats Gunther here. That's my prediction.
And real quick, you did mention it. We talked about us doing our watch along with episode 5 of season 2. Real quick, just Alex, how did you feel about this season of Unreal versus last season?
I feel the same way about both. Both of them are good. It just feels more. They want to make it seem like, oh, it's unscripted. It's real. Like it feels a lot more played and scripted than we think it is. That being said, I really enjoyed the R-Truth stuff and really enjoyed Lyra Valkyria. I said that in a post. I thought she came off as the star of the entire thing. Not saying everybody else sucked, but she came off very likable and very relatable, especially with her match against Becky at SummerSlam, which we all thought was not great. And seeing her cry, and seeing her cry over that and like really feel disappointed in herself for not delivering. I was like, yeah, you know what? That's the kind of stuff I want to see from this series. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you asked about which was episode 2. That was R-Truth, right? I believe.
Episode 2 was that was
well,
that was
R-Truth. But the one we just watched was the
episode
last
5.
one.
Yeah. But R-Truth was episode 2, I believe.
Yeah. That was really good.
So I enjoyed it. It was good for what it was. I didn't expect much out of it though. So not hard to impress when the bar is this low.
Yeah, we're gonna have to further discuss that. All right, Marked by Wrestling, what say you, sir?
Interesting. You would bring up Unreal. The more and more I watch it, the more I think Unreal might be the new kayfabe. Because WWE, anything produced by and I'm not being controversial here. I think they're right to do this, but anything they show you that they produce, they're showing you what they want you to see.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And so while I do think there is realness to what they show, they're showing you the reality they want you to see. I mean, which is why, anyway, that goes into a whole can of worms of wrestling
we'd be here all
history.
day.
Yeah,
all
right.
Day.
And I ain't trying to do that. This is my least favorite match on the card.
Really?
I don't like that they made this match at all. Because I think they booked themselves into a corner with this match. Putting aside one thing, and that one thing is if AJ actually wants to move on. If AJ actually wants to move on and he wants to do it here, then give the man what he wants. He's earned it. It's the same way I thought about Cena. Like, because I don't have an emotional attachment to Cena, I didn't have as much of an emotional reaction after WrestleMania, at least, to how he was doing things. So I'm like, you've earned the right to call your shot. So like, and Cena and AJ too are both selfless competitors in my eyes. So like, I'll let them go out the way they want to go out. But if it's not AJ's call fully, I don't like this at all. I don't mind Gunther hypothetically being the one to retire AJ. I think that actually is a right call, but doing it in January is such a rush. And on the other end of that, you snuff out the man who just got real heat for retiring John Cena.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Like, we can pretend like he had heat for retiring Goldberg, but we were all secretly thanking Gunther for that one.
That was a babyface move.
But with the whole deal, and seeing it like the whole way the match ended, which that's not really Gunther's fault. He's probably just out there doing business, you know? But Gunther gets to bask in the heat of Cena's decision to go out the way that he did, you know?
Yeah.
So he gets, that is that one last parting gift from Cena, is to make a monster heel. He created a streak breaking moment.
Yeah.
So you either now have to get rid of AJ Styles, you have to destroy the heat that you build up with Gunther, or you have to have a finish where you just screw everybody out of something that would be legitimate.
Yeah.
And none of those options are satisfactory to me.
I get you. That's fair.
And so it's not like, so yeah, I was a little clickbaity there in the beginning. Obviously AJ and Gunther would be, no pun fully intended, a phenomenal match, right? But I feel like it's too soon. I think if AJ really is going to be done with WWE, sorry to be a homer, but like I would like for his last match to be on US soil. Just because I don't, and Saudi crowds are getting better and better with every show that they're having out there. But I just don't know if AJ's going to get the love that I feel he deserves from that crowd, because I just never know what to expect. Because also that's a crowd that, and other international crowds, like boo Bianca Belair for no reason. Well, for a reason, but I ain't saying.
But we're not gonna say.
I ain't doing that now. And so I just don't know how they're going to treat AJ. But I just don't think, at the end of the day, WWE is looking forward. They're always looking forward, and I think we're saying bye to AJ. I think he's gone, and my hope is that if he's really done wrestling, because I saw somebody put together a little edit of like his sort of goodbye, thank you AJ moment when they were touring in Japan last year, revisiting the Australia match with Cena. Low key, AJ's been giving us his retirement tour, and we haven't been noticing.
Right.
And he got Shin.
Yeah.
He got Shin on Saturday night's main event, and they got to have their kind of match too.
Yeah.
And so he might be just ready to play all those freaking video games he's got in his house, you know, for a while.
Right.
Like, I mean, he's earned it. He's earned it, and I'm okay with it if he's okay with it. But also, I'm just going to put this out there. I'm not the first person to say it. I'm not the last person to say it. I'll be happy as AJ wants me to be if he's done in WWE after this, and we see him one more time in TNA.
In a TNA, right. I know that's
and if maybe he's just done with WWE, but he's not done with wrestling for the year yet. I just because I'm like a pro William Regal guy, and those of you who are on Twitter will know what I'm referring to when I say this. I don't want to see him in AEW unless he gets a one-off match, maybe with Samoa Joe or something.
Right.
Which, credit to Shamanica in the chat, by the way, for mentioning that idea in our NXT chat earlier tonight. Yeah, I think he could go back to TNA for one match or for a couple of matches, just to give, because he is, the love for AJ Styles transcends WWE. I haven't seen that.
Yes.
I haven't seen that at a level like I have since Ric Flair, probably. Somebody who made their name really outside of WWE, came to WWE, made a whole nother name for themselves. And so now they get, they get that. But I don't think Hunter is the kind of guy who's going to fumble what he has with Gunther right now. And I think that's probably more important to him than keeping AJ longer. Unless they do, I mean, I hope they don't do a screwy thing like they did with Triple H, actually. Triple H and Mick Foley leading up to WrestleMania 2000 when he retired, and then Linda McMahon like brought him back, and it was, McMahon in every corner, that terrible WrestleMania. And so Well, terrible main event. Anyways, but so maybe you could backdoor AJ into WrestleMania if you really want to. And then Unreal tells us how it all happened in 6 months. But yeah, for right now, I'm picking Gunther. And I'm not happy about it. But
All right.
Yeah.
All right. B, what do you think?
You know, what's really interesting is that I have been thinking that, like, yeah, okay, it's he's gonna retire, especially because of the Shinsuke thing, especially when they had the CM Punk match. But I agree with Alyx. The way that that match ended was very unsettling and a weird way to end it. I mean, yeah, it was like, okay, now we know Finn and CM Punk or whatever, but it was a weird way to leave that and to kind of take the shine off of AJ.
Yeah.
But then when they started sharing the whole 10-year thing and everything, and I'm like, WWE is telling you he's going to retire, which makes me think he's not.
Not gonna retire. There you go.
Because, like, you know, we're watching the Unreal. They're really trying to get back into doing the swerve where they can. And we know he's going to retire this year. We know his contract is up. So I'm thinking that I'm thinking along the lines of Alyx. What happened here? Oh,
I think it's
okay.
just you.
So I'm torn because I did think that up until how that match ended. And then when they start saying, oh, it's his 10-year, will he retire on that? And I'm like, okay, you guys are making it seem like he is. So I'm going to say that he's not. What I would like to see is CM Punk come out and interfere because he didn't get to finish his match. So he doesn't want him to retire like before he actually gets to really finish his match with him or something like that. So that Gunther still looks good. It doesn't look like he lost necessarily, but that AJ didn't retire on a technicality of some sort.
Okay, so you got
I have
Gunther for the win.
no, I have AJ for
She
the.
has AJ.
AJ for the win. All right.
I'm not quite sure about it, but that's what I just feel like they're telling us he's going to retire, and I don't believe them.
Save wavelength.
Well,
All
I'll
right.
tell you what, I hear the arguments, and I've been saying this for a bit. I like what my man Danny Truth Magnified has to say.
Hey, Danny.
Here's the reality, and it's one of our biggest supporters. Thank you, Danny. I know why they did it, and it's fine the way that they did it for that particular match, but legitimately, AJ said he was gonna make Gunther tap out like this shirt says, like a biatch. And that did technically happen. The ref didn't see it, but he did make it happen. He had a championship match with CM Punk. He had a banger of a match with Nakamura. And for me, what I'm seeing here is this very strong possibility that he is, in fact, going to end his career officially as a WWE superstar, and we will see him reemerge in the house that AJ Styles built, that being TNA. You've got this relationship with TNA. He loved TNA for obvious, well, not for different reasons. He's over here in WWE. I love the fact that he has now been able to reforge relationships with TNA. We just recently saw him on TNA television, and you can still have him on WWE programming. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation. Yes, you might have retired him, and I think it might be a little weird, but like Mark by Wrestling said, I don't like this match. I don't like the fact that we're doing this in January. This feels super, super early. I didn't necessarily love the fact that AJ said, okay, next year is probably going to be it. Okay, well, you're setting this up already. And like you had said, he's been giving us our matches, our John Cena retirement tour matches, if you will, and we didn't even realize it. It makes sense. It makes sense. So it also makes sense for him to want to step down from professional wrestling towards the end of the year. He can still be entered as a Hall of Famer in the WWE, but he can wrap out his career in TNA, and he can still get his lick back on Gunther. And I think that would actually be cool, because what Danny was basically saying is it's crazy to see Gunther being the guy to tap out, the guy that would never give up, and building up to be this monster of an individual just to lose to AJ Styles, to me, it doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It kills the momentum for Gunther. It stops it cold. To me, it makes more sense if he is going to lose, crowd is whatever, and it's not necessarily a bad thing because it's going to happen in a crowd that, like you said, Mark, by wrestling, we don't even really know how they're going to react to AJ. We don't even know if they're like a hometown crowd. Like, are they a Georgia boy crowd or what? I don't know. I think they're looking at it as the safer bet for him to lose in Riyadh. And at some point, I don't know when, how this is going to happen, but it would be awesome if he reemerges and Gunther's like, I retired you. What is this? I don't understand. This is, you're supposed to be here. It's like, yeah, you did. I'm no longer a WWE superstar. Wait a minute. He's back in TNA. He said he wants a championship one more time. He didn't necessarily say a WWE championship.
Bro.
So
that's some attitude era stuff right there, bro. The name was McMahon, but yeah.
Exactly right. Exactly right.
And I'm not picking at you. I can see the vision. I can see the vision in that. Oh boy.
That's my thought. So I'm thinking it protects Gunther. It gives fans a very emotional, and we'll be in our feelings, our AJ feelings for a bit. But then once we see him emerge again, and we saw that we did the crash out when we got fired, and then all of a sudden reemerges in TNA. All of a sudden back on WWE television. We're here now. This is where we are, and I think this is where we're going. So my prediction is Gunther for the win.
Question. If or when AJ taps out, will AJ walk off the set?
I think what I've seen from John Cena, what I've seen from WWE Unreal, and what I also, Triple H actually said in WWE Unreal Season 2, let's feel it out. I think they want to feel out the crowd. I don't think they necessarily know because again, this is not a hometown crowd.
Yeah, that's messed up, man. The retirement is such a big deal, and usually you want the crowd to be like cheering and giving him his flowers, and people come out from the back and his family. It's a big thing, and to just do
his
it
family
in
might
Saudi
be there
and steal that from him, I don't know.
Listen, it might be the Georgia boy in me, but I have a hard time seeing a family from Gainesville, Georgia, going to Riyadh.
Right.
Listen, I apologize to the chat if that's in any way controversial. It's just the cultural context in which I was raised.
That's fair.
I'm curious. Yeah, I don't know.
But I'll tell you what, this right here.
But also, his kids are grown, aren't they?
Yeah.
He didn't have little kids. He's not like Sammy with a little kid. He's got
yeah.
But this is a big deal. This is a big deal. This is a retirement match. Like this is a big deal. So this is a career-ending match. If his family is not there actually in person, they should at the very least be up on the Titantron. I said this in our live yesterday, and we're going to move on to the Rumble matches. I have an issue with creative right now. And I'm actually really more pissed than I've ever been watching Unreal and seeing how many people are actually in the creative room.
I'm gonna bet you're not more pissed than you've ever been because 2020 was a thing.
Okay, that's fine. But what I'm saying is,
remember
seeing how
G.
many hands. I still call him Shorty G. Seeing how many hands are involved with creative. And they're not utilizing certain things. Like you see the chalkboard, you see the whiteboard, you see the calendar. Like you see that they're actively putting pen to paper. And yet some way, somehow, back in the day, we've had much more use of Titantron and zooming families in and whatever. Like this is the time to elicit emotion. If they're really going to pull the trigger on this and retire AJ at the Royal Rumble, his family has to be shown in some way, shape, or form. It just makes sense. Something has to be there to help connect us, the fans here in the States, to him.
Yeah.
And I think family helps with that. But I don't know. WWE, they just, I don't know, man.
I mean, it
Get on my
further
nerves.
adds
Locked
to
in.
why I believe he's not going to lose. He's not going to lose at the Royal Rumble because you still need to have that element if he is going to retire, right?
Yeah, he
Mhm.
And if
deserves
that's
that.
not going to be there, like I wouldn't call it a day, even if they said it was okay. I don't know. That just further proves that I don't think he's going to lose, but we'll see. I could be wrong.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Now we are going over here. Now this is going to be,
Oh, he has a 10-year-old, a 16-year-old, an 18-year-old, and a 20-year-old. Thank you, A50.
Oh, they
So his
grown.
kids
Appreciate
are
that.
my kids' age, basically. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. All right. Now check this out.
Uh-oh.
Check this out. We're going with the ladies. The
The
ladies.
ladies.
All right. We got some names. I'm going to read off some names. And again, for the ladies, Marked by Wrestling, in regards to NXT, I want you to fill in some of the blanks here. So let me go ahead and read some names. These are the names thus far that have been entered as entrants into the Women's Royal Rumble match. One thing I will say, and I want to mention this, just remind me about the men's in regards to Finn. We'll circle back on that. But here are the names declared for this year's Royal Rumble match. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, better known as Riho, Bailey, Lyra Valkyria. Make sure that you consult your doctor before taking Lyra Valkyria, Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, Asuka, Jordan Grace, the man is coming around, Becky Lynch, the one and only Chelsea Green, Charlotte Flair, woo! Alexa Bliss, Lil Miss Bliss, the irresistible force, Nia Jax, her tag team partner, the bougie bully, Lash Legend, your United States Women's Champion, Julia Gulia, and of course, none other than former Intercontinental Women's Champ, Maxine Dupree. Now, Marked by Wrestling, you did your live watch along for NXT earlier this evening. You mentioned some names were missing. As far as the ladies are concerned, do you have some names you can drop?
So, okay. So just disclaimer, this is not a concrete claim that these ladies will be in the Royal Rumble. But I'll just say this from weekly observations, NXT probably does the most consistent week-to-week booking of any TV show and making sure everybody on the roster gets TV time, gets their shine, we advance their angles, whatever it is, right? Our group think over at Marked by Wrestling watching NXT tonight noticed there were 5 names that were not physically present in the building. They either had a vocal reference and conversation to them. They pretended they were on the other end of a telephone call. They were in a vignette that wasn't live or something else, or just not mentioned at all. And these are the 5 names. Kalani Jordan, not mentioned at all. Blake Monroe, who only appeared on via satellite, basically, or in a pre-recorded segment. Lola Vice, only mentioned because she has a match next week. Sol Ruka, who was on the other end of a phone call with Zarya. And most notably to me, JC Jane, because Fatal Influence made a run-in without her.
Oh,
and
wow.
she was not present. And they never, ever show up not as a complete unit.
Just gave it away. So she's definitely.
All 5 of those women were not present in a way that you could tell they were actually in the building. That doesn't necessarily mean that all 5 of them will be in the Rumble, but I 100% expect JC, Soul, and probably Blake in the Rumble. If it were me, just thinking about star power and the NXT champion, they like to do that now, bringing like the champion into the Rumble to like showcase, Although they didn't do it with Oba last year, but whatever. He's gonna rectify that this year. We'll talk about that when we get to the next match. But anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm noticing. That feels like a lot of names from NXT for the Women's Rumble, given that they've already got 16 or 17, like half the field already mentioned. So, you know, between those 5 names and then probably some returns of women who have been gone for a while, and maybe some legends or and maybe just some women on the roster who just haven't been declared, you know, like, I don't know. That could fill it out. But anyway, something to keep your eyes open for, ladies and gentlemen, in regards to NXT, because it's a rarity that women of that caliber are not physically in you know, on camera, especially all of them in 1 week. So, and I know that SmackDown, I think, is coming from Riyadh the night before. So maybe some of those ladies do a cameo appearance on SmackDown if they're not in the Rumble itself, to kind of fill out the card, you know. But I don't know. That's just
so
a
to
thought.
continue on. What do you think about this Rumble match?
About the Women's Rumble. Okay, so we're just going for the winner.
Let's go.
Oh man. So I have been do you mind if I go a little overboard and just tell you all the things I think about it? It won't take a long time. But I love predicting the Royal Rumble. It's my favorite
Me
PLE
too.
of the year.
Me
because
too.
Because you
The opposite
just
of A.
yeah, I'm the opposite of A on this, because I love to see the sort of teaser trailer for the year. Which is what the Royal Rumble match is. Like it teases the feuds that are going to be happening. You get to see a little sampling of the new people. You get to see some legends, and then at the end, you see who they're trying to tell you they might be strapping the rocket to. And so it's always like I love it. It's like the E3 or TED, you know, of WWE. Like, this is our game plan for the year. I think. Let me just to rip the Band-Aid off. I think Liv Morgan's winning the Rumble.
Okay.
I think there's a lot going on with her and Raquel and Roxanne right now. And I think that may play itself out somehow. The final 4 I have predicted for the Women's Rumble is Liv. And I think she is going to Ric Flair her way in 1992, Ric Flair her way into kind of, I don't want to say lucking into it, but the way Hogan and Sid had an issue. You almost have never had a Final 4 without Charlotte Flair in it. Historically, I did this research on this because I'm a nerd. I've got Liv, Charlotte, Rhea, who I think might have an oopsie daisy moment with Io in the Rumble. And a returning Bianca Belair. And I had Bianca coming back and winning for the longest time. But then I was like, you know what? Bianca doesn't have to win the Rumble. She can get another pathway to being the other world title contender. And I think we get Bianca and Jade at Mania. And I think we get Liv versus whoever the champion is. If it's Stephanie, so be it. If it's somebody else, maybe it's somebody else. But that. And I think Lyra Valkyria will be the Iron Woman, and I think Lash Legend is going to have the most eliminations.
Wow, putting a lot of Lash Legend. Wow.
Yeah, wow. I think Nia is going to Padawan Lash up a little bit, you know, and it's going to be Lash's turn to go off on some people.
Okay.
Yeah.
See the list there.
There we go.
Oh, I know the names.
Okay. All right, just Alex, what say you, sir?
So every year when I talk about the Rumble, I always like talking about surprise entrants. And that's something that makes me excited to talk about the Rumbles more than the trailer, as Steven put it. What's going to happen leading into WrestleMania. And I was counting all the people that you guys were naming off. And unless my math is incorrect, math was never my best subject, I think we have around 6 spots open. And I got to give one of those spots to Bianca. Bianca Belair is without question going to be coming back because she already, I think it was in December, she let us know that her finger is fine. So if anything else, that should be the indication that we know what's getting ready to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I saw her name in the chat. I gotta give her some love, AJ Lee. I gotta expect that she will come in to eliminate Becky Lynch, set up that feud for WrestleMania. And the big surprise entrant, we'll see. This one could be off base, but I'm feeling it. A returning Paige, Saraya. That would be massive if she came in.
That would be massive for sure.
And
I like that. I like that.
Definitely could be used on SmackDown right now because Jesus Christ, we don't have anybody to fight Jade Cargill. That'll be a nice little intermediate feud before she fights Bianca. And again, like Bianca, if she doesn't win Rumble, she can win Chamber for sure. That being said, this is hard. The men and the women's matches are hard to predict because there's multiple ways they can go in and it will be just fine. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you my top 3 for both of them. And of course, the number 1 pick will be my main pick. Number 3 is Rhea Ripley. I thought about Rhea Ripley fighting Stephanie Vaquer, and I said, oh, Jesus Christ, what a WrestleMania match that would be. They would tear it up for sure. Number 2, believe it or not, Steven, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is a strong number 2. I think about, again, a match with Stephanie Vaquer. I also think about her versus Jade Cargill, and that got me excited as well. That would be a hell of a match at WrestleMania. But number 1, when I think about WrestleMania, you can't get bigger than Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair. When I think about a female wrestling match that could main event night 1, there's no bigger match than Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. What better way to set that up than by having Bianca Belair win at the Royal Rumble? Now it's guaranteed. Boom. We know she's going after Jade. We know they have history. We don't know what the story is going to be going there. They can always tie it back into Jade getting attacked. We'll see what they can do. But because I'm thinking big, Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill is the match. The best way to set that up is with Bianca Belair winning her second Royal Rumble match. So I'm going to go with Bianca to win this. And I'm really confident that that's what's getting ready to happen. So that's my prediction.
All right, dear. What you think?
So I don't have I don't really know. Like I'm listening to everybody, and I would absolutely love for Bianca to come back and win it. But because they do that so often with a return coming back and winning, I'm wondering if she might not just be the Iron Man in the match because she can win the Elimination Chamber. And even though we do want to see her and Jade, I agree that Lash Legend is, man, that woman is a powerhouse, and she has Nia with her. So I actually think that Lash is going to be one of the last 4 women in there as well. And I think Liv and Bianca will also be in there. And it does seem like it would be Rhea, but why wouldn't Tiffany be in there? They've been showing her on the WrestleMania commercials. We haven't seen her for anything. Are they really done pushing her? And if so, why is she in the WrestleMania commercials?
Right.
So I'm wondering where Tiffy comes in with all of that as well. So if I have to pick one person as the winner, I'm actually going to pick Lash Legend.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, hot take.
Yeah. Because
That's
I don't
big.
think anyone sees it coming, but I think that they understand how dominant she is. And can you imagine her and Jade? Come on, bruh.
Oh,
That would look good on a post.
It would look good for sure.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't even know who would win that, to be honest with you.
Wow. Did
I like
not
it.
see that coming.
I like it.
Did
Makes it
not see
interesting.
that coming.
I want to keep that match short, though. That's all I'm saying. I'm just trying to be nice.
Oh yeah, let's
but
be 5 minutes tops.
Goldberg.
Why?
did
Why
that.
you say that?
I just think they both.
Okay.
I think
Both
both
can't
of them
go
work. I think both of them work better with someone who like they're both they have both similar type, like similar styles in the ring.
Yeah.
Like thinking about like Kane and Mark Henry or something. They could both go, but it's not AJ and Shin. I think you or Goldberg and Lesnar. Honestly, like just wreck shop for 8 or 9 minutes and let it be, you know.
And you're not being mean about that. It's just we know that both Jade and Lash are lacking experience inside the ring, and that's okay.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that they can't go, but they're
Sure.
gonna need that veteran like a Bianca or a Liv or a Rhea to carry him if that's going to be what's happening. 10,
Well, if
20
Lash
minutes.
has Nia in her corner, maybe they'll bring it full circle where Bianca comes out to help Jade. And then because we need Jade to probably soften up in order for Lash to stay the heel. But then at WrestleMania, there's a misunderstanding, and that leads into Jade and Bianca's feud. I don't know.
Wow.
I still like it though. It'd
Yeah.
be a nice surprise.
Wow, that is quite the prediction. I did not did not
Nobody saw
anticipate that.
I didn't
Like,
anticipate that either until I started talking, and then that's what came out. Because I was going back and forth like who I was thinking, and I was like, you know, I mean, she probably won't. I was just trying to think outside the box.
It's better booking than saying, well, we don't have anybody left on SmackDown, so we can't put the title back on Chelsea Green. So
right.
Go
Well,
ahead.
I absolutely would have chose Chelsea Green. I would have chose Chelsea Green, but because Michael Hayes said that,
And they did it
stupid thing
anyway.
that he said,
Yeah.
I know they're not going to let her win
Well,
no damn
They
Rumble.
put the title back on her anyway. So like even
Yeah.
then it was whatever. You know what
But
you
they're
do in
not
that
gonna put
situation?
the title on her.
You bring more women over to SmackDown. That's what
From
you do
NXT,
when you don't have
exactly.
anybody left. Like
Yeah.
bring her
exactly.
more. I'm still pro Chelsea, man.
I am too.
I pledge allegiance. I think she can still be world champion in the same gimmick she's got right now. Like
Absolutely.
it's called having a henchman. It's called having
Absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely.
having goons. Like that's how
Look,
that works.
Listen,
Anyway,
let
sorry.
me say it another way. If an almost superhero to be champion,
Oh God.
I said it.
Oh.
They did. Let us not forget. That's an accolade she will have forever. That belt is on her mantle at home right now.
Yeah.
We don't need
If they
another
can do that,
hero.
do not tell me that's hilarious. Do not tell me that Chelsea Green is not money all day. She elevated that title, that U.S. title, like nobody's business. That is undisputed fact.
Mhm.
There will be
Yeah.
no disparaging comments.
Hey man, if
tolerated.
Chelsea wins this Rumble, I will geek out.
Oh, that
I
would be
would,
so
man.
you
good.
know, I would geek out for her. I just
will cackle.
feel like Michael Hayes just set it in
Yeah.
stone that they don't believe in her. So why waste my
Michael-
vote?
Michael Hayes don't make all the decisions. And listen, while we're
gosh
all
for that.
piling on Michael Hayes, I do want to
Mhm.
say one thing. That man stood 10 toes down and said Rhea and Io are the main event at Evolution, and they're going to get every minute that I think that they deserve to get.
Yeah.
So,
There he is.
so you better cut your other matches short because these two women ain't cutting their match short
I love
tonight.
it.
And I'm like,
I love
go
that.
go tell it. That's a free bird right there, dog. Like, you know,
Hey.
now you're wrong about Chelsea, but you were right about Rhea and Io. So, 50-50 booking. Who
Even
would've thought?
even a
Mhm.
broken clock is right twice a day. So I mean, that is what it is. So all right. So here's my thought. I'll keep it as short and sweet as I possibly can. This is a tough one. This is a tough one for me. We all know the point of the Rumble match. The winner goes on to face the champion of their choice. Currently, we have Stephanie Vaquer and we got Jade Cargill. This is champion of your choice at the main event in WrestleMania. What's the money match? That's what I'm always thinking about. WrestleMania is supposed to be the grandest stage of them all. It's supposed to be the de facto PLE, PPV of the entire industry. Triple H said it in Unreal. All roads lead through the WWE. We are the top of the mountain, which I feel a certain type of way about that. But we will get into that later.
Mhm.
But with that mentality, this is about the money match. This is about putting arses in the seats. And let's keep in mind, they decided New Orleans just didn't have the dollar bills. They just weren't big enough. They weren't cut out to host WrestleMania. We're going back to where the big bucks are. We're going back to Las Vegas. We're going back to Allegiant for a second year in a row. There's a reason for that. Right here. This is what's driving. This is the driving force right now. It's the money. TKO is about the
Yeah,
money.
Money.
Yeah.
What is the money match?
Millions of dollars.
Who is going to put the arses in the seats? What is the match that the people want to see? However many seats the Allegiant sits, which we've been in more than once. What's the money match? For me, and I respect everybody's thoughts on this, the money match is Jade Cargill versus Bianca Belair.
Oh yeah.
Boom.
That's the money match.
Period.
That's the money match. Any other time, if this was in New Orleans, we might be having a different conversation. But they went back to a place. They don't just double back like that. It's for a reason. The money match are those two ladies right there. I got nothing but love for Stephanie Valkyrie. Y'all know I love me some Stephanie Velcro. Y'all know this.
We do.
Okay. And she can go 6 ways to Sunday. All right. And I'm sure she'll have a match at WrestleMania if she's still champion. But this is where the people are going to be plunking down their money and plunking down their butts to make sure that they do not miss. As far as the Rumble match itself, I'm thinking there's a possibility. There's a possibility of a big surprise. I'm sure AJ Lee will be in it. Trish Stratus will probably be in it. Like, I'm sure we'll see some of these names.
Of course.
I think there's a possibility. We haven't heard a whole heck of a lot from Nikki Bella as of late. Nikki
100%.
Bella said she wanted to close her career out with her sister.
Oh
Oh,
no.
that they'll both come
She
in.
said this. She said this. I don't know what we're doing with Nikki Bella right now. I really don't. She turned heel. That went nowhere. Don't sleep on me. We're sleeping on her. Okay, you seen Nikki? You know, she's in the back eating her cheese and mayonnaise
on
sandwich. Okay, she's fine back there. But what I'm saying is there might be a possibility that we see Brie Mode pop in here
Hey.
in this Rumble.
If you feed them to Rhea and Io at WrestleMania, I'm fine.
Which I'm okay with. I'm totally okay with. As far as who might be the person to make the most eliminations, I think it will be a bigger person. I can definitely see a Lash Legend. I don't see it being Nia Jax, unfortunately. I'm seeing maybe Lash. I'm seeing maybe Rhea. That might be possible. But I'm also wondering where we're going to go with AJ Lee. AJ Lee hasn't been consistent on WWE programming. I know she's signed a multi-year contract, but I said we don't know what that means as far as dates in the year. I don't know how many times we're going to see this lady.
Right.
Yeah.
And she did a whole thing. We already saw that with the IC title, and she interjected and all kinds of things happened, but then it went cold.
Right.
Nothing happened. So where are we going with her? What are we doing with her? She's going to pop in here. She's going to be eliminated. She's going to go on about her day. I don't really know. I think this whole Women's Rumble match is just a setup for Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Because I'm going to tell you right now, Jade Cargill, aside from coming out looking like she's been doing a set, ain't missed no leg day, definitely not on any carbs, we're not doing much else with her right now. We're really not. And Jordan Grace, I don't know, man, where we're going with this. I feel for her. She was a champion in TNA. She comes to NXT. She's doing whatever she's doing, and she's doing even less.
Jordan Grace is
on the main roster.
I feel like she's been pegged as a placeholder wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Because she was in NXT for way too long and got 0 titles while she was down there. Her and Javon both, but for different reasons, I think. And I think she's just here to tread water with Jade until Bianca's ready, which I don't think is fair to Jordan either. I mean,
it's not.
But if she couldn't get an NXT title, maybe US champion.
That's what I was thinking. Women's US title. Yeah.
It would look good on her.
I can see that.
But
I can see that.
But
she's not a I can see the frustration on her, but that's the thing about pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is like, at the end of the day, you got to do what the company wants you to do. You're a brand. I get that, but you're not bigger than the brand. And so if we want you to be a placeholder, you're going to be a placeholder. But for somebody that's like, I'm better than that. I'm more than that. And there's an ego thing. And that's the one thing I'll say, and then we'll move on, that I love about Chelsea Green, is that she may be disappointed in maybe where the direction of her character is going, but she rolls with it with a smile. She's like, I'm on television. I'm doing my thing. I'm not mad.
She's the absolute best version of everything they pigeonhole her into, too, which is how you get elevated historically. Like, you're going to be the loser who gets dumped in a dumpster full of garbage. Okay, I am going to steal the show that night, getting dumped in a dumpster. She's just got the right attitude for wrestling.
I love her for it. I love her for it. How can you not love that?
And that's why she gets TV time. Although I think that's also why I think eventually she will probably get the title. But knowing her, if she wins the title, she would probably win or lose it the very next night or like that very same week, because that's never been done before. That's Chelsea. She's always thinking, how can I fit in with something that no one wants to do or no one hasn't done before? That's why she said when she wins Mrs. Money in the Bank, she wants to be the first one to fail at the cash-in because no one's done that before, so she can get over with that. And I don't know. I think that's why she keeps getting TV time and why we keep saying that, that's why she should be in the same conversation as the top stars, because that's something that they should do. You know what I mean?
Chelsea understands it's more important. Yeah.
Go ahead. No, Chelsea understands.
I was just going to say, Chelsea understands it's more important in wrestling to be remembered than to have a belt.
Yes.
Precisely.
Absolutely.
Precisely right. There's an elevation issue that I'm seeing here. I like Liv Morgan to win. We've seen her as champ. I think that would be wonderful. But they've got Stephanie and this whole thing with Raquel, and it's a little messy as far as Judgment Day goes, and the female side of it, And at the end of the day, like I said, the money match I think is definitely Jade and Bianca. All right, we've come to it. Here we are. Final match of the evening. Well, we don't know the order, but more than likely this will be the order. The men's Royal Rumble match. Now, we already heard Adam Pearce say all slots are filled when Finn Balor was coming over to him like, I want in the Royal Rumble. I'm declaring myself in the Rumble match.
Put me in the Rumble.
Yeah. Sorry, buddy. Slots are filled. Because Adam Pearce was handing out Rumble matches like Oprah Winfrey, like we were saying, everyone gets a Rumble match. Everybody gets an entry. And I thought he was going to put Paul Heyman in there for a second.
I mean,
for real.
He hurt somebody,
But he says, all right, that's not going to stand. I don't know what that means. Is he going to take somebody out? I wouldn't know what it means. What do you think?
Yeah.
Well, I'm fine with.
He's going to take somebody out and be.
There's rumor, and boy, I hate giving fuel to rumors online more and more with each passing day. But it looked like Ray had a hard time at the end of that 6-man tag last night.
Mm-hmm.
But they have not said that he's actually injured. So I think we do the time-honored tradition of 3, 2, 1, and booyaka, and then we look backstage and Ray is dropped and Finn steals his spot, because there's absolutely no way that Finn is not in this Rumble. He's acting a little more in between. I actually kind of like the journey they gave him last night too, of like respect. Then I get criticized for being respectful. I try to do things the right way. I get shut down. Oh, okay. It's like that. Well, my dream doesn't die, so I'm going to go get it. Like that honestly, as simple as that is, clearly shows some actual thought to Finn being involved. And I appreciate that.
Okay.
So here's what we know right now. This is what we know right now as far as the men's entrance for this year's Royal Rumble. Let me lay out the names. Your tribal chief. Go ahead. Where's Roman?
He declared via satellite.
From the island of relevancy.
Via aura farming.
He sent in. Okay, I'm going to be in.
Morse coded.
Well, they don't have good cell phone reception on the island of relevancy.
They don't. So to be fair, so he was able to do that via wire, Western Union. So Roman Reigns, we got the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, Daring Hanahel, Gunther, main event, is now in your city. Jay Uso, like you had just said, sir. Rey Mysterio, the deadbeat dad, the felonious father. Listen to Paul Heyman tell it. His fellow luchadors, Dragon Lee and Penta, Bronze. Let's be clear on this. It's Bronze, Z-E, Breaker. Big Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, Austin Theory. That boy is bouncy. Javon Evans. And then Darula. Who? Oba. Femi.
They couldn't let him be a surprise entrant. Jesus.
I know.
Come on, man. We all knew that's where he was going to be. I've been saying it for months.
I know, but still.
Oba Femi, the ruler. And I'm telling you, I loved his, when he came back, he was in some jeans, which I had in some dungarees. Okay. I didn't expect that. Having a conversation with Ricky Saints. Your daddy is back.
home.
I was like, oh,
Wait a minute. Wait
snap.
a minute. Burnt
You
Sienna Breaker.
Burnt Sienna Breaker.
Wow.
That is
Burnt orange
hilarious.
Wow.
Did you mention Solo and Jacob too?
No. So Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Before I go any further, let me go ahead and just mention this. There was a super chat I do want to mention before it goes all the way away. And this is coming in hot from none other than the man, Danny Truth. No, excuse me, Kicking It With Leo. Kicking It With Leo.
Kicking It With Leo just on one.
Thank you
tonight.
very
All
much,
right, Leo.
Kicking It With Leo.
Yeah.
Liv said on ESPN yesterday, or ESPN, if you've actually
ESPN.
seen Blended, that movie. It's actually a really fun film. Yesterday, it's now or never when it comes to the Royal Rumble this year.
Okay.
She said this to ESPN. It's now or never.
I don't know about that.
I mean, every take on ESPN these days can't really be trusted. I mean, Cam Newton is on there all day.
ESPN
So,
said
yeah,
it.
I mean, you know, but it's not just them saying it. You know, there's other people.
Yeah,
saying it.
Hey.
Right? Yeah.
I like that.
They're saying it. I saw a name in here. I don't know if she's ready. We didn't mention this. I just saw a name as I was scrolling. Any possibility, and just Alex, you might know, for the women, is Zoe Stark healthy? Did we see a Zoe Stark return?
I don't know about that one. She's probably still in rehab. Her
She
injury
might
was
still
really
be.
bad.
It might
Yeah.
that might be a possibility. I know she can finally walk without pain. I saw a video on that, but I wonder.
You know,
I think it might be a little too soon.
I just wonder what her return will even be like, because that chick had her knees in braces before she came up here.
Yeah.
So if you already have a bad knee and then you blow your knee out that bad, I mean.
Well, I read online she was actually born with an ACL tear. I could be wrong on that.
Anyway.
I could be wrong on that. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I'm just
dude.
kidding.
She needed a pure fusion collective.
Oh.
Oh.
Don't you put that evil on her, Ricky Bobby. But for the men, I want to go ahead and give my nod to just Alex, sir. What do you think?
Ooh, you letting me lead on this one, the big one. Okay. All right. So putting me on the spot here, because like I said, just like the women, this one's hard. But I get to have a little fun with my booking. So going back to Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre, and I'm gonna go with this. I said that Sami was going to lose to Drew and enter the match. I'm gonna stick with that. I think Sami enters the match. He gets that final spot from the SmackDown side, hopefully. I don't know. And I'm going to give you my top three like I did the women, but I'm going to add some storyline to it. So I think Roman and Cody are going to cancel each other out. There's something that tells me they got plans with those two for WrestleMania, even though Dave Meltzer came out and said, oh, they canceled their match. Did they really? Or did they just tell
If
you to
If
throw
it's
you
Dave
off?
and WWE, you can ignore it.
Yeah, for real. So they're gonna cancel each other out. We'll probably see them again at Chamber. We're also gonna hopefully see Brock Lesnar in this match. I'm expecting to see Brock. And since we're gonna get Gunther in the Rumble, we set up Brock and Gunther that way. I'm pretty sure that's the match for WrestleMania. Excited about that. Let's just get into my top three. So I know he's not gonna win, and I'm so mad that they didn't let him be a surprise entrant. Obafemi would be massive. Now imagine him coming in, winning the Rumble, going to WrestleMania, beating Drew, and they give him a long run with that championship. And that leads to matches with Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, and many others. I see him having a phenomenal monster run with that. Again, fantasy booking there, but we love that. Number two is going to be interesting. Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker is somebody that, of course, they're setting him up to be the champ. He didn't win against CM Punk, and so I already knew, all right, they're setting him up to fight CM Punk at WrestleMania. The thing is, I would have Braun win Chamber to fight CM Punk. He would be a lot more dominant doing it that way. And the reason why he's number 2 is because a certain visionary, revolutionary, I'm expecting to return on Saturday. He's been putting people off about, I don't know if I'm going to return at WrestleMania, which makes me think, okay, he looks really healthy. He's probably going to come in. And I think the reason he put Adam Pearce put the entire vision in the Rumble is so Seth can come in and get his revenge on them. So I'm expecting that one. We can't forget about a certain Ayatollah of rock and roller also making his return. Mr. Y2J. It's too perfect. You even had the countdown for his entrance. 3, 2, 1, break the walls, Or maybe he'll come out to Judas.
I was going to say, I hope they do break the walls and then transition into Judas.
That'd be great.
That'd be so good. I love that.
That'd be great. Yeah.
So, all right. Number 1. I'm going big. Go big or go home, ladies and gentlemen. I think Sami, it's too perfect. It's too perfect. It's the right place, especially since he's in rehab. I do not think that they're going to have him lose to Drew and then leave the crowd disappointed. Because he's going to lose to Drew. And then it's just like, well, sorry. And then what? Sami loses and then he doesn't get another title shot for how long? Like, we talk about Liv Morgan, it's now or never. It's now or never with Sami Zayn, quite honestly. So I'm going big, go home. I think Sami loses to Drew, enters the Rumble, goes all the way, and wins the entire goddamn thing. He is my pick to win the Royal Rumble. Now, the likelihood of that happening, I'm admitting it to you right now, is low like a mother.
Okay.
Over Femi winning probably has a higher chance than Sami winning. But I think Triple H, I'm going to hope that Triple H sees what I'm cooking here. That would be a massive win for him. And yeah, Cody got to finish his story. I think Sami deserves to finish his. So Sami will go 12-0, but then get his win at WrestleMania against Drew McIntyre. That is my prediction.
Wow. Okay.
Let's see.
Walk by Wrestling. What do you think? Before you answer that question, I saw Johnny Lee, and I want to read this super chat. Sorry. Do we possibly see any TNA or Triple H wrestlers in either one of these Rumble matches?
From TNA?
I think so. It's the Riyadh problem, Like, I just don't know if they would bring people over for that. I will say this: if the Rumble had been anywhere else, I'd say you can put your money down that Leon Slater and Mr. Iguana would both be showing up in the Rumble, and maybe they still do. I don't have the math in my head right now of how many unaccounted for spots there are versus the rest of the roster, but
supposedly none.
On the Raw side,
Raw is packed.
Adam Pearce is like, sorry, like, listen, we've got these reserved for the TNA and AAA people. No, that'd be hilarious if you just spilled the beans with that. If I can put on my Oba Femi voice for Alex's fantasy booking, that is a beautiful dream. It is. And, really, it's a beautiful story, and I'll be happy if you're right. I just not to sound Michael Hayes-ish, but just with the level of scar tissue and cynicism emotionally that WWE has built up with me over the years, I'm trying to imagine that writer's room really pulling the trigger on their number one title at their number one show of the year being Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Now, I'm not saying it wouldn't burn the house down, that it couldn't be an emotionally event. It could be all the things they actually want it to be. I just don't know that I trust them to see that. So that's what's keeping me from that.
Fair. Let me read this super chat real quick. And I appreciate this very, very much. This one is from Danny Truth Magnified. Thank you very much,
Danny.
good sir. big supporter of the channel. LA Knight, yeah, deserves to win this. If not the Rumble, then Elimination Chamber. It really is now or never for him. Give this man a WrestleMania heavyweight championship spot and give him his doggone moment. I said what I said. Fight me if you want to.
Okay.
That's a big super chat right there. Thank you, Danny Truth.
Let's fight then. I'm so glad this was brought up because you won't find, I'm a marginally large-sized LA Knight fan. You guys all know that about me. And I've done my complaining about LA Knight's treatment. What Unreal Season 2 did for me with Lyra Valkyria, it did the opposite with LA Knight. And if I wasn't going to crash out on every media illiterate person on Twitter who made it seem like Triple H was burying LA Knight in that season, I have, as a guy who has managed and led in leadership roles in different jobs, I know the look and sound of a manager or a boss who is frustrated with someone they want to succeed in the worst way, and that person is their own worst enemy. If you'll remember, if you believe the rumors and backstage stuff last year, Drew was pissed at LA Knight for blowing the elimination spot in last year's Rumble. We saw with our own eyes at Money in the Bank that they wanted to have a visual moment at the top of the ladder with LA Knight and Seth, and LA Knight screwed it up. And like, listen, screw ups happen. Like that kind of stuff happens. And it's not necessarily like, oh, bury him. I don't think you should bury him. But now I know why he keeps coming up short.
Right.
Is because he's not, you know, I don't think he's doing it on purpose necessarily, but he's not being a team player. He's not executing when it matters the most. So I don't know how many more chances they'll have faith in LA Knight. That being said, what I'd really like to see, if the people we're rumoring to come back do come back, give me LA Knight versus Chris Jericho at WrestleMania.
Ooh,
not bad.
That's a Mania match.
Not bad.
Let those two cut promos. At each other. And I don't think it's a now or never for LA Knight. I still think there's time for him to build up that faith again. But he's clearly been given purely been given opportunities that just didn't execute well. And some of those were his fault and some of them weren't. But that's the curse of the business sometimes, man.
Yeah. I got LA Knight winning Money in the Bank, so it's never too late for him.
And listen, and between now and then, because Money in the Bank is after SummerSlam this year. So that's more than enough time for him to be rehabilitated in all the places where he needs to be rehabilitated in perception. And he's got the kind of, and look at how many times he's come up short and he hasn't lost a drop of pop from the crowd. Like, I think he has more time than some people who are worried about him thinks he has. And I say that really hopefully, nevertheless. And real quick to JJ, like, don't think I'm speaking unilaterally about LA Knight not being a team player. I don't think anything we saw in Unreal gives us the license to accuse anybody in that show unilaterally of how they are all the time. I actually have a ton of grace for the creative team too. Like, we saw a total of 3.5 minutes of like 6 months worth of their work, So like, yeah, those weren't a very impressive 3.5 minutes, but like, just, I mean, there's so much more that we're not seeing. And so, yeah, LA Knight is a net positive. He's one of my favorite wrestlers, but I'm just saying the context that Unreal provided helps me understand why he's not on top right now. And I get it. And I just think, but I don't think it's over for him. So anyway, on to the Rumble. Assuming that he's good, which they're showing that he's still in the Rumble. I think our bouncy boy Javon is going to be the Iron Man this year.
That would be awesome.
I think he will showcase for a while. I think he'll come in early and be there maybe right before the heavy hitters, the 20s and 21s and 22s, come out. Oba has to have the most eliminations.
Come on, man.
Or we don't understand this Royal Rumble match anymore. If anything
Absolutely.
short, there's very few things that'll make me have the Travis Scott reaction, in wrestling anymore. But if they don't do that, this is the most slam dunk Diesel, Kane, Braun Strowman, like Obafemi is that dude. Have him. I don't care if you have to fill the ring up with, God bless him, Tozawa and Otis and whatever, bring in Ethan Page or whatever you want to do. I don't care if it's a ring full of mid carders. He's got to tip that thing over and like Brock with a tractor and dump them all off on the side. Like,
I would have him eliminate Cody, Roman, all of them. Screw it.
Well,
I don't even care. Yeah.
Hey, I mean, listen, man, I would freak out if that happened. That would be amazing.
That would be crazy.
I would love to see it. But and honestly, I would like to see him. If we're fantasy booking, I don't want to see Gunther and Brock until SummerSlam.
Okay.
I would like Oba and Brock
at WrestleMania
to tumble out of the ring together.
Oh.
And double eliminate.
Yeah.
So I got him for most eliminations. So here's my final four. Like I said, with the women, you can't have basically WWE is telling us we can't have a final four without Charlotte. I don't think we can have one without Roman either. I think he'll be there. And I think Cody will be there too. And based on how things are going, I think the third of the final four will be Jacob Fatu. I think we have Cody and Roman and Jacob, and I think Cody is so near blinded of his hatred and preoccupation with Jacob Fatu that may or may not be a little racist. He's tread. I'm just saying, kayfabe. Kayfabe. I'm just saying kayfabe. I'm just saying kayfabe. I wouldn't say that about Cody Luther King in real life, but I'm just saying, no, he's no. But you know what? They're walking that line, and I think that's really, really powerful and really exceptional work by them to do that, because it's not heelish, but is it heelish? Kind of stuff. So anyway, I think Cody is so blinded with his obsession with Jacob right now that even if it's unintentional, he and Roman, I think, are going to be the cause of eliminating each other. And I don't know how Jacob stacks up. I don't know who the final two will be, but my pick to win the Royal Rumble will be benefiting from this stuff, and he'll get involved because he'll have to throw somebody out at the end. I'm going with Braun's Breaker. I think it's time. I think it's past time. I don't think he needs the and I think Roman, or if Seth does come back, he can eliminate the rest of them, but he can't quite get to Braun. Alex, I picked Braun Breaker to win. Just
nice.
So he's got to be that guy. Like, I mean, you can listen, I mean, I know he got he came up short against Punk, but I think if Punk makes it to Mania as world champion, I think Braun needs to shred him. And then you can bring Seth back to be his first feud if you want. But yeah, like, I mean, sometimes it's a lot like what we've been talking about with Obafemi. And we've discussed this with other people. There's just some people like and sorry to John Cena's, the time is now. Like you have undeniable star quality. He's massive. He's intense. The fact that he's not actually a pristine promo cutter makes him a good promo cutter, because he's a Steiner, and that's how Steiners talk. Like, his dad and his uncle were just like that too. And it's just that level of intensity. I'm telling you, do you know how many years, decades, I have seen wrestlers put their hands on an authority figure? Okay. That is old hat. And when he put his hands on Adam Pearce, I did that. Oh, I need to lock in this video game pose. I sat up in my chair when I saw that.
Right.
And I'm like, a tired old wrestling trope woke me up like that. Let's go. Like, I mean, you know, so like, not since like, you know, Vader was splashing Gorilla Monsoon, you know, in 96, like, was all like, okay, we've got a monster, dude. Do the thing, strap him up at WrestleMania. And then honestly, I would say treat it the way I don't know how the chat's going to take this. So just let me explain. Treat it the way you treated Jey Uso. Ride the wave of the fact that he's undeniably connecting with the fan base. Give him the belt and see what happens. Either he sinks or he swims, you know? And if not, sure, fade him back into tag team stuff with Bronson Reed for a little while or something if it doesn't work. But I think Braun, as long as he doesn't, you know, break his neck or anything, you know, like or anything major, because he's got that kind of intensity that makes you think he's reckless, but he's not. Like, it's what I say to you every single time. The best wrestlers these days are what? The ones who look like they're trying to hurt you, not actually doing it. Not saying I saw this in Japan. Let me drop you on your head. It's the Dragunovs, the Gunthers, the Braun Breakers, like the guys who got it snug, keep it tight, and like, I don't know, man. Listen, it's a tough Rumble. There's about 6 or 7 guys who they could have a good story with going through with a win. Okay, so I'm not gonna crash out if Braun doesn't win, but man, come on, dude. Like, he is fire right now. Just go ahead and light the fuse and let him run with it. And let's just see what happens.
Is Dragunov in this?
He is.
He probably is. Yeah, he.
I'm sure he'll be there.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, just for sure.
Have him
All
and
right.
Oba square up.
I agree
think, B?
I agree with Oba eliminating the most people, and I also think that Javon will probably be the Iron Man of the match. I know that they're invested in him. I'll first give you my dream booking. I would want the Royal Rumble to happen before Drew and Sammy's match, and I would want, of course, the Tribal Chief to win the Rumble.
Okay.
And then after Drew beats Sammy, Drew's gonna, you know, be Drew and start beating Sammy down. And then Roman comes out to come to the aid of the honorary Uso. And that starts our Roman and Drew feud, because I really want to see Roman and Drew go again, because the last time they went, he had the bloodline. And I feel like Drew has really come a long way. And I feel like him and Roman could go. And I would love for, you know, you see Roman honor the honorary Uso in that way. But I don't necessarily think that's what's going to happen. That would be my runner-up, because that's my dream match, but that's just how I'm fantasy booking. I actually have Dom for the win.
What? Whoa.
I believe Dom will come back. I believe he is supposed to be back for the Rumble, and I think he'll enter and win.
Okay,
Dirty
you know
Dom.
somebody.
You think you know somebody, and I
somebody.
just be like, you don't know me, player?
So who does he fight? Does he fight Drew, or does he fight Punk? You haven't fight Punk?
I mean,
I have him fight Punk.
Punk has
and
been
take
hating
the
on
title.
Dom for the last 12 months in every interview he's done.
And I would have
He
him
goes
take that
out of his
title from
way.
Punk too.
He goes out of his way to shade Dom.
Mhm.
So, Becky, can I ask, like, and maybe
Yes.
maybe this isn't something you've considered, but now you've got my attention. So, what do you do with the Intercontinental title then?
Now, see, that is a very good question, because do we make him dose strap? He's been dose strap before.
Well, he's currently dose strap right
he
now,
is those
isn't he?
straps.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought
'Cause
that
he's
he
got the
gave
AAA
back to
title.
AAA. Oh, he still has it?
Yep.
I think so.
So
I
yeah.
thought that he lost that AAA belt.
red straps. Give
I
him
thought,
3
I
belts.
thought he lost it to Vinkingo, or does he still have it?
He still has it. Last I checked.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think. I don't know.
oh, okay.
Chat, let us know. Some of y'all watch AAA.
I'm pretty
more
sure
than
he
me.
still has it. I'm positive.
I mean, he could lose it on the way, or he could have 2 belts. I don't know.
Or 3 belts. Screw it.
Or
Okay.
3 belts. Who knows? I think that they know that Dom is the future. I mean, when was the last time you seen? First of all, we watched this boy grow up in front of our eyes, literally. I don't know who else we really did that with. And then and then he becomes this massive heel that couldn't even talk, and now they can't get the crowd to boo him. It was like the John Cena thing. He's trying to be heel and people are still cheering for him. I mean, come on, man. He's the real new Cena.
Wow.
Man.
Wow.
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 I love a Dom
Oh,
versus
those are
CM
rough.
Punk feud though. That's
Yeah, we got to have that at some point.
oh
for
man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Man.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
according to what I'm seeing here, Dom is he beat Vinkingo. He is still recognized as the Triple H Mega
Wow.
Champion. So
Yeah,
he's
okay.
still a double champ.
I would move the
however,
IC title to Javon. That's just what I would.
Or
Yeah.
Finn.
Or Finn, yeah. Finn
Or
could work too.
Finn. Mhm.
Yeah.
I could see Finn. I could see
Belt
Finn.
up Finn.
Mhm.
But he's been dealing with a shoulder injury, so I don't know if I don't know if he's
Who,
good.
Dom?
Yeah, I don't know if he's good for
He's
the Rumble.
expected to return at the Rumble.
Okay.
That, I mean, they haven't confirmed it, but that was the last report.
That's a
All right,
surprise
I'm gonna
return
put it up.
entrant. Why not?
Put on my chapstick here. I need a.
You need your chops.
This is gonna be good. Oh, here
About
we
to
go.
kiss Triple H. I'm sorry. Okay.
Let me hydrate real quick. Hold on.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
gosh. Here we go.
This
You're
gotta be
gargling.
This ought to be good.
Okay.
Uh,
All right.
Oh my gosh.
I hear you.
it's
And I
coming.
understand you.
Okay.
But I gotta
Gimmick.
disagree with you, homeboy.
Buy the t-shirt. Buy the
Listen.
t-shirt.
Listen, buy the t-shirt, man. Which, by the way, it's in the closet. I might wear it this week. One of just Alex's old shirts. He doesn't have it on his shop anymore. But the blue eye, blonde hair, blue eye, apple pie. It's just one of my favorite all-time shirts. I just want you to know that.
That's
Love that shirt. Love that shirt. Okay. I'll be as short as we can because I know we're running short on time here. This is a tough one for me. There are a lot of strong possibilities. Also, before I say anything, I want to ask the panel. I think it's probably not going to happen, but I don't know. Any possibility that we see a Powerhouse Hobbs appearance in this thing?
Yeah. Didn't they already
Probably.
confirm that he signed?
Well, he signed with
signed.
WWE. Doesn't mean he's going to be in the Rumble.
Oh, please. Why would you? How would you?
The
why
reason
would you not?
the reason I say that because Jade Cargill did not just appear in matches. Like they wanted her to wrestle a certain particular WWE style way. My question
But
is,
they put
do
her
they
in on
feel-
a Rumble.
not
Right?
not right. What I'm saying is,
Oh, I thought they
it
did.
wasn't just her signing and then she was in a match. What I'm saying is he
We
We
signed.
knew she was there before she
Yeah.
got
Right.
in the ring. We already knew
Gotcha.
she was with the company.
Yeah.
Like, on
Is there a
TV.
possibility that WWE wants him to be a certain type of performer before they actually throw him into this Rumble match?
I don't think we see him at the Rumble. I honestly I think he does maybe like a Julia Stephanie Vaquer length stint in NXT
Yeah.
before he
Okay.
comes up to the main roster. Because I think you like, just real quick, I think you repair him with Ricky Saints for a minute or two.
Interesting.
And then because and I know some people, I'm sure people are really polarized about Jim Cornette, but past the swearing and politics and pure unadulterated hatred of Vince Russo and AEW, he has some really good points. And just say that, like, it would be important. A lot of what you were just saying, AJ, it's important to make sure he knows all the things he needs to know about wrestling in the WWE context, which doesn't necessarily mean you're a bad wrestler. It just means wrestling to make sure you're looking at us at the hard cam a certain way, or, you know, like the way WWE's entrances are very produced,
yes.
you know, and all that kind of stuff. So I don't think they just throw him straight into the Rumble. That's just my thought on that. Yeah. And also I think he'd get lost in the shuffle.
AI said Powerhouse Hobbs has signed with WWE following his departure from AEW, with reports indicating he is slated for an imminent debut on the main roster, Raw or SmackDown, rather than NXT, possibly as early as the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. We'll
I mean,
see.
AI we said at the beginning of the show too, before we came on this camera, that AI thought I was black too. So I mean, like, it's just like we don't know. which you know,
Hey, I was totally wrong
there,
on that.
there ain't nothing wrong with it other than it's just not
I
true.
mean-
But you know,
I would
Oh.
debut him in NXT. I'm not saying he can't come to the main roster, but he needs to not only does he need to get used to the WWE style, but he needs a little bit of that Shawn Michaels training too. I think that would really help him.
Yeah. I don't disagree with that.
You know?
We got a super chat coming in hot by the Three
Hey,
Kings. What up, champ? Come on
Kings.
now.
Yeah.
Big super chat. Thank you so much for supporting us. Hey, I'm late and I'm about to rewind the stream a bit. But before I do, does anyone think there's a possibility that Raquel beats Stephanie Velcro and we end up getting Liv versus Raquel at Mania?
I'm getting WrestleMania 11 Shawn Michaels versus Diesel vibes with
I
that.
mean, yeah, and she has been doing her Diesel thing.
I mean, I think
Sexy.
there's a real possibility
Mm.
that WrestleMania ends up with some version of Liv, Roxanne, and Raquel hating each other. Either one of them hating two of them, or all three of them hating each other, or something. Whether a title gets involved with that, I don't know. But I won't say it's not. I won't say it's impossible. I mean,
What do you think, just Alex?
improbable.
man, I don't hate it.
Improbable.
I just feel like I already have Roxanne and Liv feuding later on in the year, so they want to kick it off. That's definitely a place to do it. But Raquel, beating Stephanie, that one I'm not really on board with. Not because I don't see it happening. I think Stephanie needs to go into WrestleMania with the championship, and if she's gonna fight anybody, it would be Rhea Ripley. You know, if not Liv Morgan, but I would have Rhea Ripley and Stephanie be the match because we talk about big money match. Jesus Christ. But we'll see. I mean, nothing's impossible.
Nothing is Kim possible. Thank you very much, champ. I appreciate that. So let me say this much. As far as the men's match goes,
Here we go.
It'd be good to see Roman Reigns back in there. I don't want him to win the match, and he's not going to win the match.
No.
There's just no way. He's I don't know where we're going with Roman Reigns. I don't think Roman Reigns knows where we're going with Roman Reigns. Why are we even here? What are we even doing? I don't know. This is giving at this point John Cena vibes, and I don't like it. Yes, you can cover his ears. It's giving John Cena vibes. I do not care for it. He got us through COVID. I appreciate you for what you did. Got us through some dark times, but his time is over.
Damn.
He's the
far
Undertaker
as
now.
That goes. I hate to say it.
You made
He
it cry.
is.
I hate to say it, but we've kind of moved past the tribal chief.
He's got one match left in him, honestly.
What the hell is wrong with you?
I'm sorry. I know how you feel. We've moved past it. But whatever is going to go
DJ.
with him. The thing that I hate about that is we had a lot of things that were alluded to, a lot of things that were said, and there was no follow through. I've said this many a time. If anybody's ever played sports, tennis, baseball, softball in school or whatever, it's not just, how you hit, it's the follow through. You got to follow through. And if you're not doing that, then what are we doing? We're just playing tiddlywinks, and I don't play tiddlywinks. This doesn't make any sense. So
Yes, you do. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow. So he's not winning this thing. He'll eliminate some people. That'll be fine. Ultimately, like I was saying with the ladies, what's the money match? What do we want to see at WrestleMania again in Las Vegas for a second year in a row at the Allegiant Stadium? What is the money match? We've got two champions right now, CM Punk, and we have Drew McIntyre. Where's the money going to be? Let's just assume that these guys are still champs by that time. Let's just assume that's the case.
Mhm.
Okay. What's the money match? What do people want to see? I got to be honest with you. Based on what I saw last night with CM Punk, that ain't no money match. These are two money guys. That wasn't a money match. Based on what I saw there, I'm not paying what they're charging to see a WrestleMania main event and have it be what I saw last night.
Right.
I got a problem with that. I got a big problem with that. I think Braun Breaker should be the world heavyweight champion. But if Seth Rollins really is going to return at this Royal Rumble match, if Austin Theory really is a secret agent, when is he going to be activated?
Well, first of all,
I don't really. Okay.
He uses the curb stop as his finisher. Can he be more obvious?
If he is, you know, when is the secret agent going to be activated? Seth Rollins, I don't see this man abiding by the Vision who took him out and betrayed him, just sitting by idly while Bronze Breaker takes it all. But it would be awesome to see Seth Rollins versus Braun Breaker for the title, and I think we're edging there. We're going to get there. So I don't, you know, this is a hard one for me to say because I'm just wondering who's going to be the money match. I think most eliminations will definitely have to go to Obafemi. If he's going to be the big heavy in this, aside from Brock, I think both these guys might be in contention with eliminations. I think that's just going to go without saying. Brock's going to be eliminating all kinds of people, and so is Obafemi.
Unless Hobbs is in there.
Unless he's in there.
And you got him too. That'd be crazy.
But if he's not, and it's just going to be those two big men in here, you can't have him ragdolling John Cena like he did. So you're still maintaining Brock as this beast and not eliminating a good amount of people.
Mhm.
But if you're going to set up something, which I'm all here for, an Oba-Brock meeting down the line, these two guys need to be in contention. I threw out 20. I threw out 21. I threw out 22. I threw out, you know, that's how it has to be.
Oh, can you see that during the match? Remember in Hobbs and Shaw, how they were both like beating up guys and like looking at each other?
Yes.
Can you imagine Brock throwing one out and Oba throwing one out, and they're kind of not, they're just doing it to show off to each other?
But I think that's going to be money all day. All day.
So who's winning?
I think the Iron Man person, I can see Javon doing it, but I actually, believe it or not, making it in the final four, I can kind of see Penta. I think Penta's going to come in early.
He was the Iron Man
really
last year.
Him lasting.
Was he the Iron Man last year?
Yeah.
Yep. He was
I really see him lasting.
Number 1 or number 2 last year with Ray.
Number 2.
And I see it happening. I see Javon being in there. I don't know who's going to be in the last 4, but I can see Penta. I can see Javon for sure. But to win this thing, I'm conflicted because this is the point of this is to face somebody at Mania. Yeah, there are different roads. We saw that with Cody. But this is to face somebody at WrestleMania in the main event.
Yeah.
I don't know definitively who's going to be champion other than Drew McIntyre. I can confidently say, in my opinion, Drew McIntyre is walking into WrestleMania as a WWE champion. I'm not so sure about CM Punk. But if that were to be the case and CM Punk does walk into WrestleMania as champion, then the winner of the men's Royal Rumble match will, in fact, be Braun Breaker.
There it is.
Okay.
Okay.
So you
It
and
will be Braun Breaker because
Mark
that's
are
going to
in the
set
same
up
with that.
whatever's going to be going on with the Vision and Seth. I think if that does happen, it is then that the agent will be activated and we will see Austin Theory and his true allegiance to Seth Rollins.
And don't forget that my dream set up for that scenario, because they need a big dude. I think that Paul is in on it, and Paul is still with Seth, and he's aware of Austin, and I'm hoping they're bringing in Obafemi to be the heavy to help offset Breaker and the Tribal Thief, because they're so strong.
So just so I understand, you guys are, when you say sleeper agent, you're expecting the Vision to turn on Breaker and Bronson Reed and join with Seth Rollins. I'm trying
No, not the
just
Vision.
Theory.
Just Austin Theory.
Austin Theory, we believe, is just a sleeper agent for Seth.
Okay.
And that's why he does his calling card stomp, his curb stomp. That's why he came in all late. And I actually think that Paul is still with Seth too, because he wasn't in on this. And I think he did what he needed to do to survive, like he did with Solo. But I think he's still talking to Seth, and I think he's in on Austin, but they need to have another big dude. And that's a way to get Obafemi into a big, strong faction, to take him seriously, to see what he could do, to go against Bronson Reed, and to see those two go at it. And then ultimately that could lead us to getting Obafemi too.
Because here's how I feel about it. If you
Okay.
watch the Vision last night, Austin Theory was off to the side a little bit. The issue that I'm having with that is that we saw that with The Rock and him standing with the Bloodline and him doing the this and then the this and then the this. We never got a payoff from that. We just never did. And so it's giving that vibe to me that he got, and we've seen this in movies and TV shows. You get in good undercover, you gain their trust, but they're definitely showing us that he's not necessarily in accord with the rest of the crew at different moments. And that moment in the ring, to me, definitely read that he's not really one of them, but he has to make them believe that. And he has at this point. He absolutely has. What Paul Heyman's part in this, I don't know, but for sure to us, Austin Theory is definitely on Seth Rollins' side. Whatever Seth Rollins does, though, in this, I think it's going to be interesting. And I think I may be giving WWE creative team a little too much credit, but it would make sense for the person to eliminate Seth Rollins to be Austin Theory. And that would further solidify to the Vision that he is one of them, that he is not in with Seth Rollins. And it'll make that turn all the more. That's going to throw him off the scent.
Right.
And it'll make that turn all the more sweeter. So that's what I see coming down the pike. So there you go.
Yeah.
We got it locked in. So
Nice.
Steven,
We
you've
got
got everybody's
I've got everybody's
locked in.
match picks.
Okay.
Yeah. I left off the
Okay.
bonus stuff for us just because, well,
Okay.
I didn't want to get too in the weeds with it for counting points. I'm curious though, since we're all kind of tossing our ideas about making this happen, is could you imagine the scene in Chicago, which is where Elimination Chamber is going to be, if that night ends with CM Punk losing the world title to Seth Rollins?
Oh. My mind went there.
And then Braun Breaker, if he hasn't already, calls his shot to take the title from Seth at WrestleMania. This time, and like I love the idea of Seth having his own faction and stuff too. Something I noticed about Braun, he's doing a really good job of being this like very thin veil of rage right now. Like when he's not exploding. I don't know what's to keep him. He's like he's two or 3 weeks away from just having enough of his own people too. Like, I mean, I would say what's to keep him from snapping on Logan Paul, who runs his mouth too much one night. You know, or something like that. And then you have a heel Vision group, maybe a face Rollins group. I don't know how you factor in Becky Lynch there, because, you know, remember she threatened Heyman's life, which was a great segment, by the way. That week after. But you could create a situation where Braun Breaker is a Steve Austin like my hands are rated E for everybody kind of tweener. Like I'm just gonna drop anybody who looks at me funny, you know, kind of thing. Which honestly works better if you're a Steiner in the first place. But nevertheless, if Elimination Chamber, if we want to continue the big viral moment to end the night like we did with Cena turning heel last year, I think sort of replaying that sort of 2008, 2009, when Shawn Michaels was obsessed with getting his retirement match with The Undertaker, and he ended up infiltrating the Elimination Chamber and costing Taker the title.
Yeah.
You could have Theory or somebody costing Punk, you know, to reveal his alignment with Seth or something like that. But I think having Punk lose the title in Chicago to Seth of all people would be very, very loud.
That would be nuts.
Yeah,
that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy.
So we'll see what happens.
Just a
let me ask you this quick. Oh yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
And I love where he's going with this, because when y'all always talking about Austin Theory being the agent, for some reason my mind went to how awesome would it be if the Vision rejoined with Seth and turned on Braun Breaker. It would probably it would be one of those things that would be like, again, it's like Seth getting Paul Heyman. We were predicting WrestleMania last year. Everyone was like, there's no way Paul joins Seth. And I'm like, that's exactly why you do it and have him join Seth. Right. How awesome would it be if, okay, it's not just Austin that's a sleeper agent. It's Bronson Reed, it's Paul Heyman, and it's Austin. And they all turn on a Braun Breaker and then have Seth rejoin up with the Vision, win the championship. And then we have Braun go after all the members of Vision. Set that up for WrestleMania.
He's too unstable.
There you
Braun's
go.
Too unstable.
Yeah.
And yes, have Braun the Hitman Breaker just go just go crow sting on the NWO and just spears for everybody. Mm-hmm. Come on, man.
That sounds like money.
Alex, let's dust off our resumes. Road Dog's getting old. We know.
Well, this was Becky's idea. I'm just picking up what Becky laid down. So
yeah, we would bring her in there too. I think this is a new room right here. The right.
Well, let me ask the question. Let me pose the question here, and then I'll read the super chat and we'll get out of here. They're alluding to something else. We saw Adam Pearce apologize in a way we've never really seen a GM do. We saw him immediately put everybody into the Rumble, damn near put in Heyman. He said, I wouldn't want to be on the other end of that phone call either. Who is the person that made that phone call? And more so than that, we saw last night Paul Heyman in the back on the phone, whispering on the phone. Then he had a conversation with Braun Breaker. They're alluding to something that I hope has the follow through. My question is, who is this person on the line that's got that kind of stroke to shake the GM in such a way? Because he was foaming at the mouth. He was suspended. And if that call had never happened, he would still be suspended. So they're alluding to something that I'm hoping has a payoff that ties into this in some way, shape, or form. My question to you all is, who do you think that is?
I think it's only, like, for me, there's only two people that this works for that I would be happy about. One is if you want to tell the story for a while, and two is if you just want to build up to have one moment. If you want to tell the story, I want it to be Brock, because that's the only person I'm scared of that already has a connection to the Vision that you can do through War Games. Miss me with Dwayne Johnson. I don't want to see him on screen ever again.
It's not
unless he's coming in to thank the crowd and do the mana and the forearm slap. He can do all that. But if you just want to have it be one segment, a one payoff segment, Big Papa Pump is your hookup.
Holla.
Wow.
If you hear me.
Come on, man. Yeah,
the man with the largest arms and the shortest fuse. What?
Like you if you think Rikishi stumping for Jey Uso was bad, you wait till Uncle Scott shows up.
My goodness.
Yeah,
we're bringing in some Steiner math on this one. All right, I got to get the chalkboard. Just Alex, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, first off, we're not going to see The Rock until it's his payday, which is Saudi Arabia next year. Sorry, hate to break it to you, ladies and gentlemen. But in terms of what you just laid down, you kind of have to get the Steiners involved. And I'm not just talking about Scott. I'm talking about Rick Steiner, too. Come on. Got to get him in there as well. Especially if we're going to make Braun the world champ, we got to bring the family in without question. And Brock Lesnar, I like that. That's an interesting play there. Like, I can't think of any other authority figure that it would be. It wouldn't be Triple H. That wouldn't make no sense. He would just appear on screen. Especially if it's Triple H. He needs to be on screen. Come on now. I don't know who else it would be. Like, Adam Pearce, why would he call Nick Aldis? So
it's Ava.
Because they're making a big deal of this.
It's Ava.
That's what I'm saying. They're making a big deal of this. It's got to have a payoff. Ava Rain. My gosh.
Did Vince take over again? I don't fucking know. It's weird.
Gosh.
So yeah, that would let's not go there. I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna tag on to what Steven said. I like where he went with that. But yeah, I'm really liking the idea of the sleeper agents of the Vision. The more I think about that, though.
Love it.
Mhm.
Love
The
it.
Winter
All right, we got a
Soldiers.
super chat coming in hot by none other than Ronwell Nagales, a champion in his own right. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, Ronwell. The only Rumble I want for Roman to win is next year's Rumble. Hear me and hear me good. If they're going to do Rock versus Roman for next Mania, because next year is now or never for him. That's how I feel about that. I actually agree with that statement. Rock doesn't fit into the game plan this year in any way, shape, or form. You've got two guys
Or the Tooth
who
Fairy.
were robbed of a match that we should have gotten. The way they tried to do it was terrible, but we should have gotten the Rock versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
It is up at a point now where he is pretty much done with the WWE.
Bless you, whoever's sneezing.
Yes, bless you all. He's pretty much done with the WWE. The Rock, my concern with it, even though he's still in great shape, he's lost like 70 pounds of weight. He's no longer looking like that big, gigantic final boss guy. I don't really want to see that version of The Rock show up and fight Roman Reigns. I personally just don't want to see it. It doesn't look as imposing as it once did. It's like when he came back and he was Hollywood Rock and he was really, really thin and he had lost a lot of muscle tone. He was goofy and whatever, but I'm saying it didn't look right. It never sat right with me. He didn't look like the Brahma Bull. He now looks like a guy that's, I hate to say it, he's aged. He's always wearing glasses. He's going to wear glasses in the ring. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it. If they're not going to do it next year, then just don't ever do it. But if they were going to do it, like you said, just Alex and Ronwell, next year is it. So
yeah, I don't think you
1000%
need
agree.
to involve the Royal Rumble in that, though. I think Rock
Right.
versus Roman
Right.
sells itself. And I do think
Yeah.
next year's WrestleMania is your only time because you said everything you said about Rock's appearance right now is correct. I mean, he's LA healthy, right
Yes,
now, which
yes,
is
yes,
a little too skinny. And so that'd be more than enough time for him to both get in ring shape physically and in ring shape visually.
Yeah.
And Roman being so Undertaker-ish, now what I mean by that is he just shows up, points at a guy for his match, and that's it. And then they have that match. Those two are kind of made for each other with that schedule
Right.
now,
Yeah.
So go ahead and do it. Keep titles out of it unless you want to bring Rock's fake Muhammad Ali belt into it. We can do that.
Hey, that's a good looking belt.
I was
That's
gonna
a
say
good
looking
belt.
It's not unpretty. I just say, I'm pretty. Of course it is, because it's a Muhammad Ali belt, but keep kayfabe
well,
alive.
the Connor's Cure's belt is like the prettiest belt.
Yeah, it's
Connor
gorgeous.
Cure. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, that
gorgeous
belt is
looking belt.
beautiful.
I'm not gonna lie. We got another super chat coming in hot by Ronwell. Thank you very much to Ronwell Nagales.
Thank you, Ronwell.
In asterisks in all caps. If WWE hosts Mania in Chicago, Chi-Town, I'd have Punk win the Rumble so he can be the new champ at WrestleMania Night 2, and I'll buy a ticket. It's been a long time since WrestleMania 22. I like what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I'm not mad at you, Ronwell.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of ifs, and I like how you asterisked that. There are a lot of ifs with the Royal Rumble, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like predicting it.
That's very
because
hard to
it's
predict,
very
yeah.
hard to predict.
Very.
You think
Before-
you have a beat on it, and it's I don't know.
Right.
Before we go, can I just pitch one more idea as to who might be on the end of the phone?
yes.
If we think this through logically, who's the last person in wrestling you would want to be in your ear on the phone? Vicky Guerrero. Sorry, I didn't mean to set you guys up with
Excuse
that.
me?
Excuse
me.
Oh,
I'd be
wow.
sweating too if she was calling, yelling at me every time. But anyway,
Wow.
sorry, everybody,
Yes.
to set you up.
But keep in
Couldn't help
mind, it's not even like ordinarily Adam Pearce would be like, okay, you need to apologize to me. He didn't even ask for it. He just blah.
Yeah.
And then that was it.
Yeah. No, he's scared.
Somebody got
He's
this man
like
shook.
tripping over his feet scared, which would make me think of the Steiners.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we're gonna wrap up with the fighter title, Intercontinental Champion, because that belt is always on the line when you're on our channel.
Polls have closed.
And we had quite a few people who threw out some donations tonight.
Man.
So we actually have a tie for the runner-up You Tried award. And actually, Three Kings was
tie?
only 1 penny off for the
A tie?
was
No,
almost a
no.
three-way
We
tie.
can't.
We,
no,
we
no,
got
no.
we got a Bret Hart Lex
No,
Luger
no,
situation.
we're not going for no tie. This
AJ,
must be
AJ.
clear.
There's a
AJ,
clear winner for the
don't tear your quads running back into the ring on this now.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna tear my quads. That reminds me saying there can't be a tie was at the last Summer Olympics when that guy was like, no, we're not gonna both get gold.
Yeah.
Somebody needs to be a winner. Then he blew it.
like, oh, now you a loser.
Mhm.
Okay, so you don't. So then we have no runner-up award because we have a tie. for
Let's
the
give it
runner-up?
another minute. Let's give it
Oh,
another
you
minute.
told them the polls were closed.
Three Kings as a
Okay.
penny off.
Three Kings is a penny
5
off,
more
and then Danny and Ronwell are tied at $10.
Okay.
So if one of them does a chat within the next couple minutes, then I guess one of them will be, and that's just for the runner-up anyway.
Okay.
Overtime.
Okay, well, let's give it another minute before we close it out. So I will simply say thank you to our panel here today, marked by wrestling and Just Alyx, for showing up and showing out like you do. Just Alyx, my brother from another mother. Let the people know where they can find you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can find me, Just Alyx. Alyx is the safe space for wrestling fans like you. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and especially this Saturday for your Royal Rumble review. I'm also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all of the places. I am very privileged and glad to have been on your show. You will be definitely seeing me immediately after their live reaction on Saturday. So be sure you check it out for the Royal Rumble 2026 review.
Excellent. Marked by Wrestling, sir. Let the people know.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe over at Marked by Wrestling right here on YouTube. I also have, I'm also now sporadically on TikTok and Instagram, both at Marked by Wrestling. And I shall see you guys Friday for SmackDown, Saturday for the Royal Rumble as well. And we're still trying to figure out if we can make Raw happen during the week as well, but for 2026. But also every single Tuesday, we watch NXT, and coming off the Rumble, it is a huge night for NXT. There's a ladder match to crown a new NXT champion Tuesday night. So
Love it.
we will all be in the house
Wow.
getting ready to see who is
Fire.
next. Yeah,
Might have to watch
pick
that
up
one.
what
Fire.
Oba put down.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
going to love that, Just Alyx. You're going to love that. I promise you that. Thank you, gentlemen, for that. For us, you will find us all week long. We will be live for TNA on Thursday, Friday night SmackDown, and then, of course, the big Rumble match. Will our predictions hit? Probably not, but you never know. I think there might be a sure lock in a couple of places. Either way, I'm excited to find out. And then there we go. The polls have officially closed because Ronwell Nogales said, just to get this over with, give me my flowers. I appreciate that. Ronwell Nogales has now edged out.
All right.
And there you go. Congratulations,
So,
Ronwell.
Ronwell now has our Ms. Runner-Up Award.
Okay, let me go ahead and pull
Go
that
ahead
up.
and pull that up. You get the participation award with Ms. and Maurice.
Thank
I
you very
came to
much.
play.
I love it.
Really?
And our new
Really?
Intercontinental Fighter title champion for the first time is Kicking It with Leo.
All right.
Hey!
Kicking It with
All
Leo
right.
has got championship gold. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But like we always say, it's not just about titles. It's not just what you see here on the set. We do, in part, pay it forward with your generosity. We're supporting young boys and girls and organizations around the world. So we thank you all so very, very much. It is late. It is time for us to get out of here. Again, I want to thank our panel for showing up and showing out. Marked by Wrestling, Just Alyx. Make sure you go ahead and see them with their respective channels. We'll be back later on this week. Thank you to our Mod Squad for keeping an eye on everything up in here, to our members, and especially to the newest members. You've unlocked a whole new world of content coming at you this week. If you are new, Thank y'all so much for showing up. It's a bop.
It's
We
a
are-
bop. And if you haven't followed our other channel yet, A&B Convos Reacts, we are about to finish watching season 5 of Stranger Things. But for the final finale episode, we will be doing a live watch along. And that will be coming up either this week or this weekend, where we'll be doing that final watch along for
the series
the
finale.
series finale for Stranger
Aw.
Things.
The series finale of that. So that's A&B Convos Reacts. To our subscribers, we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for each and every one of you. Thank you all so very, very much. We thank you. We love you. Appreciate you. We sincerely hope we're number one in your hearts. You are absolutely number one in ours. Thank you for rocking with us 2 times today. We were live earlier on for episode 5, season 2, WWE Unreal. If you missed it, go ahead and check that out. And for coming in here today. That is it for us. We thank you. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will bid you all
Adieu.
God bless you. Have a good night.